You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
Yeah, we ought to get in there already. Welcome, everyone, to the latest issue of the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. For Pete's sake, Cubby, I grabbed a stocking cap on my way out the door, and I'm wearing socks.
Yeah, that'll say it's cold out. If you're wearing socks, the weather has significantly changed. It is cold. It's kind of cold in this building, too.
Grabbed a stocking cap on my way out the door, put on a pair of socks. I'm wearing my good drawers, too, the ones that aren't completely transparent.
Oh, nice.
The ones that offer some level of resistance. Because we're getting there. At least for a day or two, she's going to be a little chilly. And today, I read 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts and whatnot. So hang on to your ass, I guess, especially you tough guys working out of doors. Obviously, it's going to get much, much worse than this. But that first little bit of chill in the air, it always hits you like it's brand new this time of year. It always kind of takes you by surprise, hits you like it's brand new.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a couple days for your body to remember, okay, we've been here before.
Yeah.
We can handle this.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of big barrel-ass, tough guy, blue-collar types, you want to start an argument right away? Says here, landscapers are the fittest, toughest, sexiest of all the tradespeople, and all the others are sloppy, unattractive plugs. What do you make of that?
Well, as someone who landscaped for quite a few years, I'm going to strongly disagree if we take me as an example. Actually, now that I think about it, if you take anybody I worked with as an example.
Weren't exactly the sexiest crew in town.
No, none of us were going to be body doubles in Fight Club, that's for sure.
They're the fittest.
Yeah, if they mean fit versus just like twisted steel of some sort.
They're tight, they're fit.
I don't know. There's a lot of jobs, I think, that would go right along with that. Landscapers being the fittest.
The fittest and the toughest and the sexiest, and everyone else sucks, according to this article here.
Well, that article keeps getting more mean towards other trades.
It does.
I was in the best shape of my life when I landscaped, but it was because I was 17 and had a metabolism that I could fire through $20 of fast food and not gain a pound. So I think that probably had more to do with it than what I was doing for a living at the time.
If you have any comments on this, our Luther Bloomington Kia text line is 651-989-9393. What do you make of the statement that landscapers are the fittest and the toughest?
Runs in the Dark Jesus said, any other trade will certainly attest that electricians are sloppy pigs. Now, that's not what we're talking about.
So you weren't the fittest landscaper, Josh, and neither were any of the dudes you were working with?
Well, I was certainly in the best shape of my life, but I think compared to, some other folks, it wouldn't be that impressive.
I don't even know that was considered a trade.
You didn't think that landscaping was considered a trade?
No, because I thought they were trades because you had to go to, trade school for it. Do you have to do that for landscaping?
Well, I didn't. I mean, I'm sure if you're planning things out, my boss was very well trained. He trained in Japan or something for
That is so neat.
specialized Japanese stuff. I mean, he was doing all kinds of crazy things. We worked on the richest of the richest, like out kind of by you, Nick, Lake Minnetonka area, all that.
Word.
Where I had no idea there was that much money in Minnesota until I started landscaping with those guys.
Your boss?
What a beast.
Your boss went all the way. Where'd you go to school for this? UMD? No, Japan, for Christ's sake.
What?
Yeah, he was here, then Japan. He used to drive, so he and my boss on site were both best friends, but they would drive each other nuts. And so, my supervisor would always tell the owner, you can't be on site when we're working because we'd be taking wheelbarrows full of dirt, going over a sidewalk, and my big boss would be sweeping the sidewalk as we're doing it. I mean, so he would sit there and really not be accomplishing anything when it's like, hey, help us plant some stuff or whatever, instead of just sweeping this thing off that's going to get dirty in a second and a half. Watching those two guys yell at each other was very entertaining.
A few people are texting in already. Tell us what you think about this article about landscapers being the fittest and the most badass of all the tradesmen. Here's a text that says, what about construction? That's a tough job. Certainly is.
Yeah.
Certainly is. But this article specifically is dealing with who's the most ripped. You know what I'm talking about? They're cut, Cubby. The abs and everything.
Yeah.
The lats. What else do I have up here?
Traps. You got traps.
And they're tough.
Former baggage handling Jesus said his girlfriend does landscaping and she is badass and quite gorgeous, he adds.
She's quite gorgeous?
Quite gorgeous.
It's funny, though, when you said, when you were a landscaper and the fellers that you work with weren't exactly the the fittest crowd. That's why I always chuckle when women fawn over firemen. Oh, fireman this, fireman that. I picture the firemen that I know.
Yeah. There's a couple good ones. I mean,
those guys couldn't get laid with a $1,000 bill hanging out their zipper. The firemen that I know.
Who does that calendar every year? Is it the St. Paul Fire Department? I'm
Yeah.
sure there's more than one. But yeah, no, those men they're like
They're the
what
gold
you
standard.
Picture. Yeah.
This is Steelers fan Jesus. Welders are in the worst shape.
Oh.
That's because they are all raging alcoholics who hate their lives. Sincerely, Welder.
My brother tells a great story about when we were young. He took a job. My brother took a job at a big old, I think you call it a nursery, not where there's babies rolling around on the floor covered in feces, but flowers and plants everywhere. Isn't that a nursery?
Yeah, like Gertens or something.
Sure. Big old buildings filled with growing things, and my brother was on the maintenance crew or whatever, so he had to fix this thing and fix that thing. And at times they had to weld, and one of his bros at the job site, you learned a lot of these things on the fly, a lot of these different tasks, welding or whatever the hell else might be going on. My brother comes around the corner, and his work bro is welding without a mask.
Oh, my God. But that's like the coolest part of welding.
I agree. Those are awesome.
Flipping that mask down.
Yeah.
You look like Iron Man.
Yeah, you do. You look like a damn an evil superhero or something.
The one thing I know about welding is you put that mask on.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'd want to go to one of those guys that airbrushes goalie masks and just have a really cool design on
that's
them.
a good idea.
I love seeing the cool
So
ones.
my brother comes around the corner, and there's this bro welding without a mask. And he says, dude, you turn that thing off, all that. The next day, he asked that dude, so, how'd you sleep last night? And the guy's like, he couldn't.
I didn't.
Every time he closed his eyes, he saw that glow, and it about killed him. You got to know what you're doing.
All right, so electrician Jesus doesn't like all the jabs at electricians. He said, I can't even see the other trades from way up here on my throne. You can't hurt me. And on top of that, he said, landscapers are not tradesmen. To be a tradesman, you need a skill, not just a strong back. True tradesmen have super crappy backs.
Yeah, well, they do mention that in here. They do.
That kind of goes hand in hand.
So, tradespeople were polled to get the results of this article. And so it was tradespeople themselves who fingered landscapers as the fittest of them all. And they talked about things like the number of heavy items lifted a day, your daily step count. They even factored in healthy meals. I don't know what the hell some of this stuff is.
We didn't eat healthy meals, that's for sure.
That was
we
the
just
glory part of the job.
driving between jobs we're eating just complete garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Although they did teach me about Fuddruckers, so not all garbage.
Beautiful.
Who was it in here? I'm trying to find it because they do mention back issues. And I'll get there. Others that are mentioned in here as the fittest tradespeople, plumbers, finish second behind landscapers. Who else is in here? Carpenters come in next. The folks who got the worst review, the tradesmen who got the worst review as far as being fit, tough, badass, sexy. The worst were painters and decorators. Painters and decorators.
Yeah.
Says here just nothing but potheads.
I think a painter, I mean, that'd be tough. I hate it. I mean, climbing up and down ladders.
Hate it. Never.
Just your arms are extended above your head all the time.
Oh, that would get so tired. I mean, I love painting, but I like painting my own house because then I have the finished product.
I can't stand
product that I get to enjoy.
I've mentioned it before. I did it once. I'll never do. I did it once 25 years ago. I painted the basement of my own home, and I hated it so much. I will never do it again, and I've stuck by that. I will never. I won't paint. Give me the smallest household item. I won't paint it. I won't do it. Paint this toothbrush for me. I won't do it.
I was on a painting crew for one summer in college, and we were so awful, and it was so miserable. I do remember we painted one house in particular, and then the next summer I was back home in Egan. I was driving past that house. I was like, oh, I'm coming up here. That's the house we painted. They already put on new siding.
Nah.
We did such a
They
poor
hated
job.
it.
We did such a poor job that within 1 year they decided, no, this is undoable.
Let's go with the aluminum siding.
Let's go with the aluminum.
Have you guys ever used like those spray painters?
Yes.
No.
Those are so much fun.
Yes.
Are those difficult to make look good if you don't know what you're doing?
No.
No.
See, I would think I wanted to rent one of those when we had a lot to do, but I was too nervous to screw it up.
I was
just-
even able, Josh, I was even able to operate one of those pigs.
Yeah, you just have to make sure you've got a good mask going on because the one time I did use one of those to spray my living room, I didn't have the best mask in the world, and I think I was high for like 3 days.
I think I forgot 3 years of my life from not wearing a good enough mask while spray painting a really huge railing. It was like the world's largest railing. And so it was completely rusty, so I'm like sanding off the rust, putting that stuff on there. And honestly, I thought, I think I'm going to kill myself here. It got so bad.
All right,
Jay said, as a tradesman, my greatest skill is yawning with my mouth closed during meetings.
All right, take a guess now. Which of the tradesmen, on average, which of them does the most heavy lifting per day?
Carpenters?
No.
Roofers?
No.
That'd be tough, being a roofer.
Yeah.
I like watching those guys work, man.
All of this stuff is tough duty. Oh, yeah, the roofers look like they're having fun, and I'd like to try it.
They go so freaking fast.
Yeah,
dude.
So efficient.
I'm sure I would lag far behind, but it does look like fun. Okay, which of them do you think lifts the most heavy items a day? Cubby, you didn't get a guess in.
Well, I saw the lift.
You did see you always see everything.
Well, it gets sent to us.
Bricklayers.
Oh, yeah, duh. That makes sense. Didn't even cross my mind.
Now, this report on the sexiest, toughest, most badass, most fit of all the tradespeople, landscapers is the answer, according to the article. This article also talked about the injuries that these poor bastards suffer over the years. When you're not busy arguing on our text machine and making antagonistic comments on our text machine about who are the finest of all the tradespeople, 651-989-9393, feel free to tell us about your injuries. Ooh, I bet that stuff is interesting to read.
Oh, gosh. My dad's, he's been a carpenter my whole entire life, and the stuff he's came home with. I mean, the other day, because he still works even though he's retired, I pointed at something on his arm, just this huge bruise. It looked bad. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was doing this and this and this the other day. He always has these mysterious bruises and cuts. His back is always cooked.
Does he get his ass kicked at work? Like, do the boys corner him and just beat his ass? Maybe that's what's going. Is there a fight club over there at the...
Man, yeah, working with bricks and pavers and stuff like that, that's tough work.
Oh, I'd lose a finger within a half hour.
And sometimes it takes just barely anything. You get your finger pinched between two pavers, and it seems like it shouldn't be a big deal, but my God, that hurts.
Debilitating pain.
I know, Nick, you and I used the same floor guy, and just watching him carry in the pallets of floor, I'm like, well, can I give you a hand? And for insurance reasons or whatever, I couldn't. But just watching him carry these things in, just getting ready for a job. I have so much respect for tradesmen for so many reasons. But even getting ready for a job seems like a job in itself.
The dude was cutting a pretty good sweat.
Oh, yeah. Like carrying
I slept through most of it, though.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just went straight to bed.
He's not very good. He did, too. I noticed him napping quite a bit. But just carrying in all the product, carrying in all the tools, things like that, that's too much.
So heavy.
So here's where the back injury stuff comes into play. I told you earlier that I knew there was some information in here about back injuries. I know a couple of tradespeople, Josh, and they're constantly claiming that they need to get a backiotomy. And I don't know if that's a real thing. The most common injury amongst tradespeople is the back. 52% of them have some kind of a back injury bothering them.
That seems low. I feel like that should be even higher.
Damn near every one of them.
Yeah, my ex-husband, he did acoustical ceilings for a living, and his back was already just destroyed by 25. It's like, you are not going to make it long.
Did he have just powerful shoulders?
Yeah, yeah, he did. I don't know how you do that, just having like painters, having your arms above your head all day. No, thank you.
Or the guys putting drywall up on ceilings, like he said. I mean, my goodness.
OSR Jesus has texted into the program. He says his brother has been a carpenter for 25 years, and his nickname is Fingers because, shockingly, he still has all of his. What the hell is this? It's a joke about painters. Yeah, I thought it was going to be something we could use. It was a joke about how do you get a painter to pass a drug test. Maybe I can get back to you on this. I don't get the punchline. How do you get a painter to pass a drug test?
Oh, OJ Jesus, oil workers.
Oh. What about oil workers?
They're in a different league. There's no job like that.
Yeah, watch Landman. Watch those guys.
I was about to say, did you see it's coming back next month?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I love that show.
That's a gig that never enters my mind. Never enters my mind.
Not a lot of oil fields in Minnesota.
Yeah, my friend's dad, he worked out in Alaska, and so he'd come back, every once in a while to see his son, or his son would go there too. It was kind of cool. In the summers, he'd go out there with his dad, but his dad was jacked. I mean, I remember this is 5th and 6th grade, thinking that's one of the toughest guys I've ever seen in my entire life.
Like that joke, or not that joke, but the line you used as a kid, my dad could kick your dad's butt. That guy actually had merit there. He could say it.
He could get away with that bumper sticker, that's for sure.
Truck drivers have the worst backs, according to one of our listeners, because they carry the entire country on their friggin' shoulders.
True.
Iron workers. Craziest sumbitches I've ever met in my life.
Iron workers?
Yep. 2 of my brothers are iron workers, and they are insane.
Absolutely the craziest, most lawless group I've ever hung out with in my life. And this weekend I might be going to see my old iron worker buddy, and I'm a little nervous about it. Because I haven't seen him in years.
Doesn't everybody have, or at least one time had, a buddy who you were always a little nervous about what was going to happen?
Oh, Jesus. This is the guy. Yeah, this is the guy. Haven't seen him in years, and I've heard he's only gotten more crazy.
Oh, really? He hasn't settled down over the years?
No.
Ironworkers have always been insane, too. I mean, because back in the day, I don't even know how long ago, they would just be up there high as hell in the sky with no type of tie-off on, just running around steel beams. Like, you have to be slightly insane to do that.
Yeah. And what shocked me was, with all of that said, Ashley, the high risk of their occupation, you would think that they'd maybe get an hour or so sleep.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, we'll just pop a few of these pills and snort a line of this and then drink a little bit of that. That'll be an hour. Yeah, I'll get a half hour maybe. I'll be right back up there. That's the crowd I hung out with, at least. I'm not trying to, what's the word? I'm not trying to stereotype, but that's just my experience, and I thought, my damn, these guys are totally insane.
Have you guys heard of train wrecking?
No.
No.
This person says there's a line of work called train wrecking, people who show up when a train derails and clean it up.
Oh, God.
Sometimes we'd work over 25 hours straight.
Dude.
Those guys are out there lifting train cars.
Yeah, they are.
That's impressive.
Right over their heads.
That's like Superman stuff.
Right over their friggin' heads. Oh, God. I almost effed it up. Yeah, wake up and win some free monies here. Here's your shot at winning $1,000 with $5K a day. 95819 is the number to punch into your telephone. Text the national keyword money to 95819 now to enter for a chance to win. We'll text your sad ass back to confirm your existence. Data and messaging rates might go ahead and apply. Only total losers text and drive. Good luck, by God, the 5K a day. Keep a heads up for that. So there you go.
I got a question about truckers, and maybe it depends on the job, but how often do they have to load or unload the trailer?
Being the son of a truck driver, my old man, that was pretty rare. Hooking and unhooking your trailers and such, that was his job, but the unloading part was not his job. Now, I can't say that was every time, but that's what I remember, Josh, about past conversations.
We've got, by my house, every day I drive by a ton of them because we've got an Amazon shipping facility, the post office, UPS, a whole bunch of stuff right in one area that I drive by a couple times a day. And it's impressive watching these guys kind of move around. There's times I'm like, well, he's never going to make that. How the hell did he make that turn? You know, seeing stuff like that. Quite. Actually, over here on campus, for whatever reason, you tend to see a lot of truckers. So, and weaving through those tight areas and everything.
Oh,
that's
Josh,
impressive.
Now,
you would love. My mom works at FedEx Ground, and every year they do kind of like a truck driving championship type of thing
Sure.
where they all compete. You would absolutely love to attend something like that because
They
it's
do
a
that
lot
here?
Yeah, it's a lot of like skills.
Oh, yeah, I
that
wanna
they
watch
show
that.
off.
Is it like an obstacle course?
I don't know if I can
Yeah.
say where, but a company let me drive a semi. It didn't have a trailer attached to it, and that was an incredible amount of fun.
Oh, did you feel so powerful?
Well, I was super. At first, I was like, "Are you sure I can do?" I was pretty nervous about it, but yeah, it was awesome.
How many times did
Cool.
you rip that air horn?
Well, I think they probably would have kicked me out.
Yeah.
I never even tried.
Oh, I would have been too tempted.
but, you know, Cubby, your question about whether or not truckers deliver their own loads, and don't get cute with that. By the way, it's my dad's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
If he was still around, he'd be 84, I believe. Back to your question about whether or not they unload their own trailers. Of course, my dad always worked for a company. He drove for Yellow. He drove for Transcon. I'm trying to think of the other companies he drove for. But an independent driver, I believe that's a totally different story.
Yeah, so a lot of people are texting on the topic. Thank you to the truckers listening this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's varying, but it seems like a lot of them do, kind of depending on the load. I lost one here. HVAC Delivery Jesus has to load and unload everything. Furnaces, ACs, boilers, water heaters.
And
Yeah.
if the old man was still alive, he would ace that friggin' competition that you were talking about, Ashley.
Yeah.
He would ace that competition backwards, forwards, sideways. He would win it all while having a coughing fit.
I got a buddy that can back a trailer into anything. It's so impressive. Although he did hit my truck once. But that was
So not that impressive.
that was my wife's fault. She parked it where it wasn't just a second ago.
I'm so jealous of that skill.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like just pulling like even a small landscape trailer, I have trouble with that. I have to overthink it big time.
You got to be careful. All right, we ought to get going for real. Later on this morning, C. Willie Miles is going to stop by, so we got some laughs to be had for sure. Appreciate you joining us. When we come back, we'll get to the stupid news. We'll be back in a couple minutes on the program.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Start your day with America in the Morning.
I'm John Trout, your host.
From breaking news.
The U.S. Supreme Court with rulings. Shifting gears, Apple has released a new iPhone. Here's the Wednesday Business Report. It's far from a seller's market.
To politics and entertainment.
Moving into scary movie season, so why not another Conjuring movie? Shifting gears, Powerball jackpot is now the third largest ever in history.
Live long and prosper.
America in the Morning.
Fresh each day.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Stupid news on the Half-assed Morning Show.
Where the hell is it?
What are you looking
I
for?
lost my stupid. Here it is.
It's in your hand.
We got a lot of text messages, a lot of response to our opening conversation here on the 93X Half-assed Morning Show. We got to talking about the trades. We always get a great response via text when talking about the trades. We've got a lot of trades people out there listening to the program, and God bless you for listening, and God bless you for doing the jobs that we don't know how to do, nor do we want to do them, nor do we even want to think about tackling some of those jobs. So the conversation started. An article popped up, Summers, and it said that landscapers were the fittest and the sexiest and the toughest of all the tradesmen. Got a lot of text messages on that subject. We also asked folks like, have you ever hurt yourself terribly? You blue-collar types, have you hurt yourself terribly? So we got a little bit of everything here. First off, one text message goes ahead and says, news people aren't tradesmen, but carrying a 20 to 30-pound camera and a 10-pound tripod plus everything else that's needed for a on-location video shoot is a lot of hard work. I suppose so, yeah. I wouldn't want to be doing all that walking, carrying around all that gear.
Heck
I
no.
suppose, Josh, the reward, this is a text from cameraman Jesus, the reward for all his hard work is once he's all set up, he usually gets to point the camera at a gorgeous blonde.
A lot of times that's the recipe.
How did you hurt yourself? Here's a mechanic who dropped an 1,800-pound engine on his back and neck.
Oh, no.
He also fell 10 feet off of a crane truck while installing septic tanks. He broke 4 ribs and his back.
Is this voice to text? Is he paralyzed? My goodness.
Butt stuff, buff Jesus, split his head open, and it cut his ear in half when roof trusses that he was starting to set, they began to fold while he was up on a wall. He sent in a picture, and man, he got ripped up.
One of his ears got torn off. Back injuries, in the article, it noted that back injuries were the most common issue for you tough guy tradesmen. Back injuries are as common for tradespeople as full-on self-delusion and arrogance is common for radio people. Here's some advice from a blue-collar guy. He says it's best to train your back before you get into a gig, like, say, a carpenter or a plumber or something like that. He says what you do is you make a quick, twisting, jerking motion with your back when lifting something heavy. Give your knees a break, and it's a quick, Josh, practice with me, quick twisting motion. Yeah, just like that when lifting something heavy.
Careful now.
I know, that hurt. I'm holding nothing. Corona Jesus said his cousin is a high-power line installer, used to hang out of helicopters on a rope connecting the wires. Yeah, a lot of people text that in about linesmen, and that definitely seems like a tough job. I got a buddy who does that, and big balls.
Don't get me started with back issues. says piano mover Jesus.
Why? Why would you choose that job? That sounds miserable.
Of all the things to move.
Yes.
Piano mover Jesus. What about piano tuners? Josh, you remember that when my Rottweiler jumped up into the wires of the piano and he got stuck in there? And I called the piano tuner. He wouldn't help me at all. Little tribute to the Jerky Boys there. Here's a listener who says electricians would be in a lot better shape if they burned some calories picking up after themselves.
That's the big stereotype, right? You hear other trades say that all the time, how messy electricians are, that they leave stuff everywhere.
Moose Nuts Jesus checking into the show. Thanks, Moose Nuts. He says landscapers, that's the origin of our conversation, is that landscapers are the most badass of all the tradesmen. Moose Nuts Jesus says landscapers are nothing but a bunch of muscle dummies.
Yeah, this person said landscapers are only fit because they have all winter to go to the gym.
And this final text message, he says, okay, this is a fellow tradesman. He says, all right, fine. I'll admit it. Maybe landscapers are the best at fitness. I suppose they are. Fitness shovel up their ass.
Oh, boy.
The shovel that I got right here. He says.
Thought that was just going to be a nice compliment.
No, you didn't. You knew it was. All right, on to the stupid news. We welcome more of your smart mouth antagonistic comments on the trades. 651-989-9393. Yeah, my Rottweiler, Ashley, jumped up into the piano, and he was wedged down in the effing wires. My wife's crying up and down. I call a piano tuner, and he's not going to help me? I can't count on those people. Some people in our listening audience are following the bit.
This is a funny text. Industrial Jesus said he fell off a 25-foot ladder once, no injuries.
Oh!
He set some trusses, had the crane cable come loose, ripped him off a ladder again, no injuries. Tripped over a bucket of sheetrock mud, broke my arm.
Well, who the hell left a bucket of sheetrock mud laying in?
That's not your fault.
All right, here we go. And this is a fine place to start today's Stupid News report. The ultimate sign of arrogance, madness, and a terrible lack of respect for others. Unless you can think of a better one, once I get to the bulk of where we're going with this. This is, in my opinion, the ultimate sign of arrogance. Just sickening arrogance. Some numbskull from effing India. He faked his own death to see who would show up at his funeral. You effing prick. Self-absorbed prick. This is a 74-year-old man. Mohan is the name. He lives in a small village. Says here folks in town were shocked to learn about the sudden passing of Mohan. Everybody knew Mohan. They just didn't know he was such a ass bag. So word goes around the village that Mohan has checked out. Everyone feels awful. They all show up for his funeral. They're gathered around crying. Next thing they know, Mohan, the sick, self-absorbed 74-year-old douche, sits up in his own casket, scaring the absolute balls off of everybody in the room.
Yeah, that could have killed someone's grandma right there.
Mm-hmm. That's his bit. That's what he decided to go along with as a 74-year-old man. The story doesn't go into detail on whether or not people were furious about this effing scam. I know I would be. I'm never acknowledging that person again. And I think violence is in order. I think you should get your ass kicked for that.
Yeah, you might go to a second wedding. You don't go to the second funeral when this guy dies.
At least halved the amount of people that are going to show up to the second one, if not more.
And he's not the first. This bit has been pulled off before by other folks just as effed in the head as Mohan. And if I remember correctly, Josh, there was some other puke who pulled this off for the same reason, because they wanted to see how popular they are. I want to see who shows up. And I think in one case, tell me if I'm wrong, when the sumbitch, this guy walked into his own funeral, and he was attacked. They beat his ass, and they should. If I remember the story right, from a year or two ago, we had a similar story. The dude shows up, hey, everyone, it's me. I'm not really dead. And they beat his ass.
Good.
Old folks.
I bought a suit for this.
Yeah. New guy's in the corner puking his guts out. I don't think there's any way to explain away something like that. You're done. In my opinion, you want to be dead, we'll treat you like you're dead. We're never acknowledging you again. Are you happy now?
Yeah, I think even the people closest to me, it'd be tough to maintain a relationship after that.
Smash it.
That's pretty bad.
If your brother did that, would you ever talk to your brother again?
Boy,
The correct answer is no.
that would be tough.
You can't do that to people, and who the hell do you think you are?
Right. I mean, maybe I'm just not a very curious person, but I'm fine not knowing.
Mm-hmm. How desperate are you to be the center of attention? How desperate are you to feel loved or wanted or whatever that you would do something like this? Especially to, like you gave an example, if you got a grandmama that's still alive or something like that. What the F is wrong with you? Now, the local media got a word from Mohan, and he sounds effing pathetic. He said, I wanted to see for myself how much respect and affection people would give me. Now, apparently some of Mohan's relatives were in on the gimmick and helped him pull it off.
Oh, gross.
And just so you feel better, Mohan did say that the crowd that gathered for his funeral pleased him and reassured him that he is respected in his community.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you guys are right, though. How do you come back from that? Standing around your own funeral? All right, guys, so what do you guys want to go get beers, jalapeno poppers? What do you want to do tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what he did. And it's just ridiculous. It says here, in an effort to ease any hard feelings over this mental hospital level of narcissism here, in order to ease any hard feelings, Mohan organized a big meal for everyone in the village. Okay, blow me. I'm pissing in that punch bowl, I'll tell you that.
What if it was, so I was trying to think of other motivations somebody might have to do something like this. This is pretty sad that guy cares that much and he's going to put people through that. But what if it was like a rich aunt and she wanted to find out who really cared about her to decide who to give their inheritance to?
I see where you're going with this, Josh, but there is no explaining this away. There is no angle to justify faking your own effing death.
That'd be a tough one, too. But at least then you can, I mean, that seems less pathetic to me.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. And I'd be pretty psyched if I went to her funeral.
Me too.
Yes.
I wasn't even going to go, but I had nothing else going on.
Got a free Saturday, why not? Well, Homer Simpson once faked his own death for a 3-day weekend. That's understandable. Everybody loves a 3-day weekend.
I don't know, Cubby. Oh, I would be pissed. Even if it was you, dude, I'm beating your ass.
I would expect that. I can't imagine ever being in a situation where I'd even have that thought. But if I ever did, yeah, I would expect that.
You'd be in the middle of explaining yourself. Josh strolls into his funeral. Oh, I see I am quite well respected. You're in the middle of explaining why you did it, and you just catch a right hook of your papa.
But there's Italian dunkers in the lobby for everybody.
I'll show you.
All right.
And Funyuns.
I'm all right with it.
I'll show you an Italian dunker, by God.
Imagine faking your own funeral just to see who shows up, and nobody does.
Well,
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
hate
that's
myself.
the risk. Also,
Yeah.
why take that risk?
Just a couple old buddies standing around. Oh, yeah.
I fake
Or-
orgasms
Or I get
all the time.
faking your own death and then other people like plan your funeral and they go through. I mean, it's expensive.
It's
Yeah, let's say somebody flies in from out of town. You know, like my sister, she's in California. She flies in, to go to this funeral.
You just have to be dead. You have to play along at that point.
Well, I'm dead now.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that I know a guy who faked his own college graduation twice.
I love that story so much.
faked his own college graduation twice. The truth was, he never went to class.
Did he ever get a degree?
I have no idea.
So you don't see him anymore?
Nope, haven't seen him.
I'm
Probably
very
don't.
curious to know what he's up to now.
Haven't seen him for years. The last I heard, he stole somebody's golf clubs for beer money. That's the last I heard.
Things are going great.
Oh. Has to call his parents the day before. Like you said, people flying in, families flying in from across the country to celebrate his college graduation. Some of them have already landed in town. And he gathered up the balls the day before his college graduation party. He gathered up the balls to call his parents and say, I never really actually went to class.
Yeah, all that money you sent me. Yeah, I spent that on beer and food.
Yeah.
That went straight to rum runners.
I don't know what the hell happened to that dude. I liked him. We got along, but there were... I kind of always wanted to punch him in the mouth. He was just one of those guys. Anyway.
Yeah, because I'd imagine he's not just pulling, scams like that on his folks. He's probably doing extra stuff, too.
Well,
to
like
other
I
people
said,
he cares about.
he stole someone's golf clubs and left town. Nice try here, but this doesn't cut it. I don't care who you are. This ain't going to cut it. Cops in Verona, Wisconsin. You ever been through there, Cubby?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nobody's ever been through Verona. Southwest of Madison, summer's down there. Cops in Verona had to take the time. They had to take the time to straighten out a 21-year-old jabroni who was driving down the road at 125 miles per hour last Tuesday morning, and then the dickweed blamed his speed on being late for work. He was going 125 in a 65. Driver got the speeding ticket that he very much deserved, and the cop had to tell the kid, you know what you could do, the cop said. Maybe leave for work a little earlier next time so then you could arrive to work on time and not risk killing innocent people. And the kid said, I see where you're going with that, sure. Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Logic.
So I'm not sure if meth rocks have hit Verona, Wisconsin, and everyone in town is running a little hot, but the story closes out by saying that there were a couple of other ball bags in town that got speeding tickets in Verona that same morning. One was going 80, the other was going 87. Jesus, ease it back a little bit, will you? I don't know.
I've sped, when I was late for a work event.
Oh, God.
But, when I was a young man, now I get places ridiculously early, but never like that. Maybe just a couple over, more than I normally would go over that time.
I remember once on the day after the Super Bowl, I went about 120 miles per hour from my house to work because I overslept. And I used to do a lot of that back in the day. I was drinking too much and oversleeping all the time. I hated everyone in the building except Josh.
I was just going to say real quick, this morning I was just thinking about this. There had been a, hey, this is the speed limit, you're going this fast sign in our neighborhood for a few weeks. Cops set it out there. There's a problem with speeding. And people do go way, there's people that are basically wanting a ride in my pickup bed. They're tailgating so close
in your neighborhood.
Yeah,
we have a little bit.
It is ridiculous. There's no sidewalks. There's kids all over the place. People walking their dogs. People drive too fast. So, anyways, they put this thing out there, and for whatever reason, it was gone this morning. And I remember when I was younger, our goal was to see how fast we could get and have that thing clock us.
Oh, sure.
Things sure have changed. Now it's like, I want to make sure I'm about 6, 7 under when I come around and see that thing.
Yep.
But back then, it was definitely a high score deal.
It was the same thing in college when somebody would pass around one of those pocket breathalyzers. Everybody trying to see who could hit the highest score. Not safe at all.
Ashley, didn't you have one of those?
No, I wish.
I thought maybe you said you had one at one point.
I remember a friend of mine had one of those. We passed it around a party one night. Not safe at all? What do you mean? That we're going to get colds from each other? Is that what you mean?
No, trying to beat each other's high score.
Yeah, you're trying to...
Yeah.
Were those legit? I suppose maybe you wouldn't know.
I don't know. Probably not as accurate as the ones the cops are carrying around. But.
Did you guys ever use them when some bars would have them?
I do remember a couple bars that had them, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't really go out, but okay, I wasn't aware of that. That's
But
smart.
Every time I was drinking at a bar, I was like, I don't want, because it displays it on, that's a little screen that pops up, and I was like, I don't want people to see that.
An alarm goes off.
Yeah, they don't need, hey, this girl can't drive. Darn it.
By the way, bad timing. Jesus texted in to say that methamphetamines made its way to Verona, Wisconsin decades ago. It's been there for a while already. Okay, I appreciate the update. I didn't know if meth had made its way to Verona. This also doesn't work. It's been attempted before, and it doesn't work. The California Highway Patrol. The CHIPs, Josh. They stopped a driver earlier this month who had gone ahead with a hand-drawn license plate. And it's cute, but it ain't going to work.
What a dummy.
I saw a picture of the fake plate. I mean, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
But it was still pretty bad. It could have been worse.
It's obvious, but really, we've seen worse stories
Yeah.
like this,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Is this up on our website, Ski?
No, it is not.
Well, why not?
I can find it and put it up there.
Please.
Please.
You made a Chips reference, and it kind of made me sad, and it shouldn't. I loved that show, and what makes me sad is you did not love that show.
Yeah, I just...
Even Frank Poncherello, man, he was cool.
Yeah, Ponch was cool. Chips never grabbed me. I thought that Ponch's partner, John, was such a dork.
Yeah, he was. That's for sure.
That bothered me as a kid. The character, John, I don't know the actor's name anymore, and he's probably dead. But I just thought
was
he was...
it Larry Wilcox?
That is it. I always thought he came off like such a dork. I liked the Southern California vibe of the television show. I liked the babes. But other than that, Chips didn't grab me. My brother would sit there more or less licking the television when Chips was on. I found other things to do. Sorry, Cubby. I liked the theme song. I really did. I really loved the theme.
Oh, that's a cool theme
Great
song.
theme song.
The whole intro's cool, with all the different angles of the
Yeah.
motorcycles. And
The other thing that, and I'm sure you noticed this too. I noticed it almost right away as a young kid. When you watch the television show Chips, it was very obvious that their so-called high-speed chases, they were going 40 miles per hour.
I'll have to rewatch. As a kid, I didn't notice
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch that.
Check it out.
All right,
They did not want to crack up any cars. I don't think they had the budget for that. So their high-speed chases were around 40 to 45 miles per hour.
Everybody be cool. My wife's listening. When I was talking about my neighborhood, people tailgate the heck out of you, drive too fast. I didn't know this, but one of my son's best friends, his dad's a cop and an Eagan police officer. And I guess his dad was on his way to pick him up. And somebody was tailgating him and got a ticket. Whipped around him and everything and got a ticket. I never see that in real life. I want to see that someday where someone doesn't realize it's a cop and they get pulled over.
That's pretty cool.
That's got to be so satisfying.
So again, the California Highway Patrol stopped a driver earlier this month who had gone ahead with their own hand-drawn license plate. It was a California plate, and the jagoff behind this bit tried to make it look legit. They did. They mimicked the actual California font at the top of the plate. Again, it wasn't the worst effort, but still pretty obvious. The weird thing is the plate number and tags were legit. After he or she was caught, they told the police that they lost the actual license plate, but they were trying to stay compliant. I don't fully understand what's happening. The cops gave them points for creativity, but the jagoff got slapped with a fine of $197. That's more than 5 times the cost of a new plate that could have been ordered through the DMV for $27.
Ashley, you could have done a better job. You're so
Yeah,
good at art
I know
stuff.
that when I looked at it, I was like, yeah.
You
amateur.
definitely could. But it does. Wouldn't you say it's better than expected?
Yeah, it's better than the last one we talked about, that's for sure.
Last one's basically on a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Okay, so people are texting in on the intro to Chips.
Sure, yeah.
And I had mentioned, you get to see all the cool angles of the motorcycles as they're cruising along the freeway in the intro there. And this person said the bikes were actually on a trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, yeah, that was
I got to watch this as an adult.
Yeah, that was
as
obvious.
a kid, I never noticed any of that stuff.
That was obvious as well, that they were being towed in a trailer. Ba, 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 da, ba. I think that's... Ba, da, 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 da. Right?
That's it.
Chips. Is Larry Wilcox still with us?
I thought he had passed.
I think he has.
Yeah.
What's his nuts is still around. Eric Estrada.
Larry Wilcox, very sorry. Wherever you are right now, he is very much alive.
Well,
78 years old.
God help us all, the dog set the house on fire. In a place called Chapel Hill, North Carolina, a fire busted out at a house over there because the damn dog got a hold of some kind of a device with a lithium-ion battery inside of it. The dog chewed through the battery. Somehow that made for a fire. Nobody was home. And by God, there you go. There's video of the whole ordeal. And the video is effing perfect. Some home security video was rolling inside the house, probably specifically set up by the homeowner to watch how the stupid dog behaves when nobody's home. In the video, you see the damn dog sitting on a rug, gnawing on whatever the device was, a remote control or a cellular telephone or a masturbation wand or something. Suddenly, smoke starts spraying out of the device. And that's when the dog stands up and backs away with a look on his face as if it was thinking, uh-oh, this doesn't look good.
The dog looked so scared.
Yeah.
Once the smoke turns to fire, the dog and his cat friend run like hell upstairs. It really is hilarious. Is this video on our website?
Yes, it is.
The dog looks at the cat and says, "Go, dude, go!" And they both go running up the stairs. Fire officials said the battery was charged and unplugged, but it wasn't stored properly, and the dog broke through the safety features, whatever all that means. The dog and the cat were fine. It says here the home itself was pumped full of smoke damage, and that rug was cooked. But other than that, it was all right. The Chapel Hill Fire Department released the video to serve as a reminder to safely charge, store, and use lithium-ion batteries, whatever that is. I'm not sure what. But that's one fun video. Watch the dog and the cat's reaction. When that dog, and the smoke begins to spray out, both the dog and the cat, their facial expressions are perfect, and their body language is perfect as they're running up the stairs to try to save their own lives.
Oh, I've done it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see the reaction in that fire department because the dude that owns the house was one of those firefighters. I recognize that address.
The homeowner was a firefighter?
Yeah, he was a firefighter.
Oh, I missed that. So there you go. You ever set up cameras to watch the pets?
Yes.
Nah.
Yep.
I
mentioned,
did.
maybe you don't remember. I mentioned not too long ago when one of our dogs was pooping in the basement, and so I was trying to figure it out. We figured it was our newer dog, and turns out that's what it was. So we were able to stop it there.
Were you relieved it wasn't your son?
No, because he'd be easier to train.
You set up a camera in the basement to find out who was pooping in the basement.
Correct.
Poop cam.
We did that too once. We set up cameras, and just out of curiosity, not that I've ever had I've been very, very lucky with my pets for decades now. They really don't raise any hell or destroy any damn thing when nobody's home. But we set up a camera anyway just for fun. And, they just kind of find their favorite place and go to sleep. It was quite boring.
Exactly. It's kind of anticlimactic.
I was hoping for something fun.
Uh-huh.
I mean, nothing destructive, but I was hoping for something fun. Maybe I'd get to see a fight between the pets or something that I was unaware of, you know. But no, they found their spot and then they pass out.
I always wanted one of those dog cameras where you can dispense treats for
Oh.
them.
Oh,
That
you
always
should get
seems
one.
Super cool.
Oh, wow.
Well, it would. Our dogs get kennelled when we're not home because they could not be trusted.
Tear stuff up.
Yeah, well, one's gonna try to hump everything, and then one's gonna try to hump the one that humps everything.
It's a double humping.
Yeah, it's not a safe scenario.
This is interesting. Aircraft engineer Jesus said his company has a special $10 million lab that he runs. Their primary purpose is protecting airplanes from lithium-ion batteries. Yeah, sure. I suppose we've heard stories where somebody's cell phone just kind of goes
there's
nuts
that
in
one
their pocket.
model for a while that was
Yeah.
blowing up on planes and stuff.
My older kids had hoverboards when those were super popular for a little while. And then you'd see all these stories about, oh, yeah, but once you charge those things, you're risking a house fire. So that made us pretty nervous.
Some of those videos on Christmas Day of some dad just eating in the living room on a hoverboard were just great. When those things were on, you know?
Those were fun.
Trying it on the kitchen, just smacking his face on the counter.
That got kind of addictive.
All right, back to house pets real quick, and we'll wrap it up with this one. Effing cats are tough. Those sumbitches are tough. I know some of you hard-ons could never admit something like that. I know the types. Here's a little story for you. A family in Flippin, Pennsylvania went on a road trip last month, and 100 miles in, they pulled over for gas, and that's when they realized that their cat, Ray, was along for the ride. He was not hiding inside the van. He was clinging to the roof.
No way.
That's crazy.
Nobody honked and let them know.
Hell no.
I mean, it was a little cat.
Little Ray. 100 miles. They're going down the interstate. Ray's on the roof. Somehow holding on.
I'd feel so bad.
The family couldn't believe their effing eyes when they saw Ray up there on the lid of the minivan. And they say the cat was unfazed. He was all like, what, are we stopping for gas? Someone got to take a piss or something, Ray said. So since effing Ray to the Ray was already in the mix, they decided just to continue and bring him along their road trip. They're not going to double back 100 miles just to drop Ray back at the house.
They let him inside?
They put him in the van now, yeah.
That's a good
Get
call.
back up there,
On
kitty.
the inside of the van.
At that point, Ray deserves a vacation. He deserves a trip.
I agree.
They picked him up, a box and whatnot at the pet store. They got him some food. And now Ray's a big star on social media. And he had a good time.
Yeah, it could have been the ride of a lifetime for him. Maybe he did enjoy it.
For what it's
cat.
worth, it says here Ray wasn't allowed to stay in their Airbnb, but they snuck him in there. I won't say anything.
Heck yeah. That is a cute
There he
cat.
was, just on the lid. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's so sad to think of.
Well, some of those bastards will, curl up in the engine block and
Yeah.
whatnot. Holy balls.
There's some cats in my neighborhood that I hate this. Their owners just let them roam around. And I'm always scared that I'm going to start my car in the morning, especially now that it's getting cold.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill a cat.
Well, we were always pretty reckless with our cats and dogs when we were young. I don't know why. We were so dumb. We'd let them out and just completely ignore them. We were lucky. Most of them came back. But we were just stupid. I don't know why. I still can't explain it because as an older guy, when I let the dog outside, when I used to, now I don't have a dog that goes outside. I have a dog that stays inside, but I let him out as a grown person. I'm always checking on him and whatnot.
Yeah.
Why, when we were kids, we just thought it was okay to kick the animal outside and at the very end of the night before we go to bed, go outside and call their name? I don't know why, but that's just, I don't know.
Different time?
Yeah, I don't know. Different time. Our parents weren't exactly pet people, so they didn't really instill that in us. I'm completely different than when I was a kid, no question. I worry about them now. I care for them more. And I think that's the right way to go in the first place.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Listen, JB, I'll tell you a little story about getting caught dropping an F-bomb on on Monday Night Football. Apologies for that one right there. But the mic's out there, you don't expect it. You don't expect anybody to hear it. Something comes out. I might have told somebody to get set. So we finish the game. I have no idea this happens. I get a call from my mom.
Your mom?
You can't be doing that. I think I was 32, 33 years old at the time. You can't be doing that out there with microphones all. We raised you better than that. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, we've all been there. Former NFL quarterback and current television dork Matt Ryan telling a story. His mama once got mad at him for swearing on television, and she gave him a telephone call.
I could see getting that call from my mom.
She gave him a. Do they? Your folks still reprimand you on your language?
Well, I think if I swore on national television, she'd be pretty upset.
And there you go. I'll tell you what, the Toronto Blue Jays back in the World Series. What a ball game last night. They beat the Seattle Mariners by 1 run. Oh, my damn. I mean, that home run by George Springer was memorable. Memorable for sure. So that'll be Friday. The World Series will begin. Monday Night Football, this team and the other team played. I'll get to that when Randy Shaver will be here. The Pigs got a win playing in New York City last night. The long and winding National Basketball Association regular season schedule opens up this evening. There's too much going on. It just aggravates me after a while. Come on. Hockey, baseball, basketball, football. Randy Shaver will be here in a half hour. C. William Miles will as well. But real quick, before we go, we had a story in the Stupid News about a family that decided to take a road trip. 70 miles per hour they go down the interstate for 100 miles before they pulled over. After they first left the house, they went 100 miles, averaging about 70. Pull over, someone's got to take a piss. They look up on the lid of their minivan, and their family cat is hanging on to the pig. Unbelievable, right? Cats are tough. Got a text message here from a listener who said, I went to Brainerd to go dirt biking once. So what might that sound like? I went to Brainerd to go dirt biking once, says this listener. 150 miles to get there. Stopped twice along the way. Got to Brainerd. Rode our mini bikes for a few hours. We were packing up to go home, and our cat came crawling out from under my Jeep. He hung on to something under there and took the trip with us. I'm not sure where he was hanging on, but he came popping out like nothing happened.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Did you have fun dirt biking? Where are we, Brainerd?
That's crazy.
By the tree line, it looks like we're in Brainerd.
Yeah, can we stop at Zorba's?
It's, and this listener says the cat did ride home inside the Jeep on the way home. He got inside the... Josh's News is coming up next.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled to Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Start your day with America in the Morning.
I'm John Trout, your host.
From breaking news.
The U.S. Supreme Court with rulings shifting gears. Apple has released the new iPhone. Here's the Wednesday Business Report. It's far from a seller's market.
To politics and entertainment.
Moving into scary movie season, so why not another Conjuring movie? Shifting gears, Powerball jackpot is now the third largest ever in history.
Live long and prosper.
America in the Morning.
Fresh each day.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Half-assed Morning Show.
69. This show sucks. Who are you, fart knockers?
93X.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been out there and supporting me.
A 9-year-old girl in Michigan woke up to what no child should ever have to. A stranger in her bedroom. And the stranger's car sitting there, too. The uninvited guest arrived just before 3 a.m. last Monday while the girl and her family were sleeping. The impact was so violent, it sent the 9-year-old flying out of bed and into the yard.
Oh, God dang.
After the crash, police say the suspected drunken driver responded like a true gentleman by taking off running, but was arrested not long after. Unfortunately, the little girl did suffer some injuries, including spinal fractures and a laceration to her liver. But doctors say she's going to be okay.
Right now, my chest is hurting, my tailbone, and my ribs a little.
But she's doing great.
Knocked her right into the yard?
Yeah, just shot her out like a cannon.
Here comes Dinkus, full of beer, slapping a kid out of bed into the yard. That's not right.
Not to be outdone, Tennessee said, hold my traffic cone. Around 8 a.m. Sunday the 12th, a peaceful Nashville morning was rudely interrupted when a car took flight and crash-landed straight through the roof of a home. Inside the house was 38-year-old Jennifer Pittman, who said the impact was so intense her entire house shook. The vehicle didn't just hit the roof, it became lodged in it, the front end plunging down into the bedroom. Pittman wasn't completely surprised. She said her road has long been known for dangerous driving, and she's hoping this incident will finally spark changes to make it safer.
People use the center lane as a racetrack. We have a going joke that who's going to get hit head on first, turning into our driveway. That's how bad it is. So something definitely needs to be done.
Authorities say the 17-year-old driver hit an embankment at over 100 miles an hour before achieving temporary liftoff. She suffered a broken neck and is now facing multiple charges, including reckless endangerment and DUI.
Well, F me running.
What started as an unremarkable weekend for one family in southeast Kansas suddenly turned thriller when, out of nowhere, a smooth criminal rolled right into their driveway after helping himself to someone else's truck, which is bad. According to police, the suspect pulled into a random driveway Saturday and asked the homeowner for gas, and rather suspiciously also asked them not to call the cops.
That's a little shady. Hey, do you have any gas, for Christ's sake? What is this, 1942?
That's a big old red flag, the sheriff's office posted on Facebook. Before he could beat it and make an escape, officers arrived, later identifying that man as Michael Jackson. And not the one who sang Billie Jean, the department joked. Jackson was arrested for possessing stolen property.
Michael Jackson, huh? That is something right there.
A 21-year-old Michigan man decided waiting in line for hot dogs was simply beneath him, so he helped himself to an ambulance instead, with an employee still in the back. Dominic Barr spotted the emergency vehicle idling outside of Portillo's and climbed right in. Small snag, though, there was an EMT in the rear. He reportedly relished the opportunity to hit the sirens and the gas, while the bewildered staffer mustered the courage to call emergency services from inside the emergency vehicle. The whirlwind wiener ride ended after police were able to catch up to the ambulance and take Barr into custody. This wasn't an isolated case of emergency vehicle enthusiasm. An Ohio man is facing charges after swiping an ambulance from a local hospital and taking it for a late-night joyride while 2023 Dana Summer booze cruise drunk.
Fortunately, he didn't hurt anybody, which is certainly something that could have happened. I mean, he's intoxicated. He's driving this big ambulance. Have to guess he never drove an ambulance before, but it's not like driving a car.
Dashboard footage showed police racing to respond to reports of the stolen vehicle late last Tuesday night. According to officials, the suspect had been brought to the hospital earlier, extremely intoxicated, and was waiting to be medically cleared.
At some point, he decided he didn't want to stay there anymore and walked out of the hospital, got into the running ambulance, and drove off.
Jesus, this guy's got a little bit of an issue, I think.
Yeah, a couple people here. And a 28-year-old Canadian woman's facing a number of charges, including impaired driving, after she stole a fire truck early yesterday morning. Halifax Regional Fire and Emergency was responding to an alarm at a building about 5:10 a.m. when the woman jumped into the truck and drove away. She was arrested about an hour later, and police say no one was injured and no damage was reported.
To be fair, I did not steal any ambulances that night, Josh, on the booze cruise.
You were too drunk.
Yeah, I know.
You were past the level of being able to steal anything.
I probably needed an ambulance, but there's no way I could have stolen one.
Was that alcohol or gummy related?
It was a mixture of both,
What, is that what it was?
Yeah.
You. I don't know if you knew where you were.
I was on a different planet.
You sure were.
Yeah, it was your birthday.
Yeah, it wasn't my 21st birthday, actually. That's no excuse.
It's been a while since I've seen someone that gone. But I'm glad you had a good time.
Oh, it was a blast. I had a great time.
A 38-year-old man is facing a felony charge after pulling a gun because he was upset about traffic delays. Delays caused by a serious collision between a UPS truck and a car. The New Hampshire resident, with a name straight out of a yacht registry, Eric Chadbourne, arrived at the crash scene and grew immediately impatient before brandishing a firearm. Witnesses said Chadbourne was frustrated about being stuck in place.
Kept reaching for a pistol in his pocket. And then from there, we all told him to stop. You don't want to do this. It's not what you want to do. He said, I just got to get home. And I said, well, the guy's over here laying on the ground. We can't really let you by.
Instead of waiting, Chadbourne drove over a lawn in an attempt to get around the crash site. At one point, still trying to leave, he pulled a gun to intimidate others.
What's that going to do for you, really, honestly? You going to shoot the vehicles out the way?
Yeah, they're hoping they move.
What are you going to do?
When there's nowhere to go? The suspect was unhappy. The traffic had come to a stop and needed to get the residents down the street, and because of that, he pulled a firearm, police said. Officers later spotted Chadbourne's vehicle parked at a house just down the road and took him into custody.
Jeez, what a friggin' moron.
Yeah. I mean, park in the garage. Or if you don't have one, I would park way away from something like that.
Man.
Flashing red and blue lights gleamed atop a light gray Hyundai Santa Fe, but it wasn't your average traffic stop. Out stepped 22-year-old Mason Marsh, who confidently introduced himself as a Georgia police officer. His alleged offense? Being dramatically bad at pretending to be a Georgia police officer. He informed a female driver she'd been pulled over for cutting him off. But when she asked to see a badge, his whole act hit the brakes because he didn't have one. Turns out you can't flash credentials you don't own. When the woman threatened to call the actual police, Marsh peeled off, but not before reminding her he had her address. According to the sheriff's office, impersonating an officer isn't just creepy cosplay, it's a serious crime, one that erodes public trust and damages the integrity of real law enforcement officers. Now Marsh faces 2 felony charges.
You know what I'd call him if I saw him face to face, Josh? I wouldn't call him Marsh. I'd call him Darsh. What's up, Darsh?
Burn.
You know what I'm saying? Nice job trying to be a cop, Darsh.
In a world where some people pretend to be cops, others are bringing RoboCop a little closer to reality.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
The Miami-Dade County Sheriff's Department's become the first in the nation to test a self-driving squad car outfitted with an array of surveillance gear, and it can even deploy law enforcement drones when needed. Officials say the Skynet-sounding squad could bring a range of benefits to day-to-day operations. The 12-month pilot will evaluate outcomes such as improved response times, enhanced deterrence, officer safety, and stronger public trust, the department explained. Results will inform whether and how the program expands, potentially serving as a national model for agencies across the country. In short, they believe the real-world policing data gathered over the trial period will eventually outweigh the costs of building and maintaining such a vehicle.
RoboCop.
Yeah, look kind of cool, actually. A Minnesota man's about to discover that overnight shipping can lead to long-term sentencing after a suspicious package at Minneapolis-St. Paul International turned out to be one brimming with cocaine. The package had been shipped via FedEx and was headed to a residence in New Brighton, a city known for being nearly halfway between the equator and the North Pole, if you haven't heard that before.
Is that right?
During a routine inspection, a sharp-eyed employee saw what looked like enough cocaine to keep half the Twin Cities awake until 2035. A quick field test confirmed the presence of the cocaine. They traced the shipment to the listed address where they learned 3 men lived there, one of whom already known to law enforcement and believed to be involved in a drug trafficking organization. The following morning, officers set up a controlled delivery. An undercover officer disguised as a FedEx worker brought the package to the New Brighton residence. The familiar face answered and accepted his chemically enhanced care package. Once the delivery was complete, they conducted a search and discovered a fascinating biodiversity of narcotics and an associated paraphernalia stash.
I never even considered drug trafficking as a career.
Yeah, it never entered my mind either.
It crossed my mind.
There's been plenty of jobs I've been interested in, but that's never one.
I've seen some movies. It usually doesn't end well.
Sometimes it appears quite glamorous.
In the middle part of the movie, yeah, Josh, it looks great.
You're right, but towards the end, things can change.
I've seen Blow.
Turns out New Brighton wasn't the only Minnesota pit stop for pharmaceutically fortified freight. Police conducting a late-night traffic stop on Interstate 35W in Lakeville ended up uncovering something far more serious than a routine violation. About 200 pounds of meth hidden inside a commercial truck. A trooper pulled over the 43-year-old party trucker September 26 at about 11:40 p.m. He was seen driving well below the speed limit and drifting from the lane. Once stopped, the driver exited the vehicle and walked toward the trooper, which was noted as weird during what should have just been a routine commercial inspection. Even more suspicious, he couldn't provide a driver's license or provide the required commercial paperwork. When asked about his trip, he said he was traveling from Omaha to St. Paul, but couldn't explain where he was supposed to pick up his load.
Boy, those meth traffickers come prepared, don't they, Josh?
Yeah, you'd think that they'd be a little more organized. That also didn't sit right with the cop, who wondered why someone would drive nearly 400 miles with an empty truck. Suspecting drug trafficking, the trooper called in a canine. That dog alerted to the presence of a controlled substance, prompting a search. Inside the trailer were 4 boxes filled with numerous sandwich-style plastic bags, each testing positive for that magnificent, mouth-watering meth. In total, authorities recorded about 200 pounds of tasty, tasty meth.
Oh, for God's sake, that's funny.
That is a lot of meth.
Do you have a license? No.
Do you know where you're going? Not too sure.
Do you know where you're going? Not really.
Do you have any paperwork at all?
No.
Nuh-uh. No. Not my job, man.
And the boys back at,
in Columbia.
Yeah, they're saying, who's doing the driving job this time? Is it a guy that has no idea what he's doing? Yes, it is. Go ahead with it then.
Can he maintain control of a vehicle? No. He's going to drift between lanes and can't go the speed limit.
The guys back at Meth Force 1, they had their best man on the job for this one, obviously.
A former public high school staffer skimmed $415,000 in taxpayer cash to fund her own private cheerleading business.
What?
That's a new one to me.
Yeah.
Give me 500 guesses.
53-year-old Abby Corbin worked as a community associate at the East-West School of International Studies in New York State when she ran that scam. As part of her job, she was responsible for processing work orders to purchase materials for the school, prosecutors said. Instead, she used the principal's login information and signature to buy items for her own business, Queens Campus Cheer. Instead of purchasing necessary educational materials to help students thrive, the defendant is accused of stealing school funds for her own private cheerleading company, Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz said. The pyramid of lies toppled when boxes of cheer team gear showed up on campus, which was confusing given the school doesn't have a cheer team.
Mm-hmm.
Corbin surrendered last week.
What an oddball, effed up scam that is.
Yeah, $415,000.
Yeah, what?
That's a lot of money for. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it costs to run a cheer team, but that seems expensive.
Yeah, I mean, they don't use I don't. All they really have are like their little outfits and the
pom-poms.
Pom-poms. Yeah, what are
maybe
you doing?
Maybe buy a trainer's expensive.
What about that sign where one is a giant letter D and the other is a fence? That might cost a few bucks.
Yeah.
Give me an F. Give me an elony. What does that spell? Jail time. A U.S. Department of Energy employee recently lost his security clearance after, checks notes here, uploading 187,000 pornographic images onto the Department of Energy's network. The agency didn't publicly name him, but described the individual as a distinguished professional with decades of experience and significant responsibilities, which makes what happened even more surreal. The very accomplished and apparently very horny individual backed up his personal porn collection, which consisted of 187,000 images he'd amassed over roughly 3 decades of masturbation. He later explained he'd been experimenting with AI-powered image creation tools to produce robot pornography, they called it.
Pornography.
AI-generated porn. And to train those tools, he figured he'd upload his entire library as data, but there was just one problem. He uploaded those images directly onto the Department of Energy network using his Department of Energy-issued computer, claiming he didn't realize what he'd done until investigators showed up 6 months later.
Yeah, maybe he was technologically challenged, didn't realize he was doing what he was doing?
Yeah, not too sure.
Yeah, I could see you accidentally doing something like this, Nick.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea how to do any of that stuff.
When questioned, he said the files ended up on his government device because he'd originally been viewing them on his phone, but like my mini meat musket, the screen was too small to satisfy.
Jesus.
He clarified this was no casual collection. He admitted he'd been maintaining this significant smut stash since the 90s.
That's crazy, dude.
It's a hell of a collection. Good for him.
Yeah, that's insane. I might have a problem.
I didn't know people kept images. I thought like you just go to a website or something like that.
Old people do.
I know a guy who's got a lot of images on his phone.
I mean, obviously, if it's like you took them or somebody sent them to you, that's different.
It's not personal stuff. It's just his favorite ladies of the internet. He has them at the ready at all times.
Yeah, that's
in case he's ever somewhere off the grid and just needs to go at it.
That scares me a little.
I mean, yeah, it's a little different, but it's fun. I mean, for me, as a friend of his, because every once in a while when we're standing around at the bar, he'll just go, hey, look at this, and show me a naked lady or 7. That's the fun part for me, is he's just Every once in a while, he'll show me one of his favorite pictures.
Glenn Powell is 37 today. And best of luck to Pancakes by the Lake Jesus, looking for some positive energy. It's his second day without cigarettes. Said he's making a real effort to quit. But in his words, he's already, quote, turning into a crazy person.
Well, the good thing about that is that they say the hardest day is day 3. So you have a lot to look forward to.
Is that right? See, I thought it maybe was a bad sign that he's already texting about it after only 2 days. But you're saying if he can get through one more day, he might have a chance?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay, I've never heard. I've never heard that slogan before.
You quit? What was your experience?
I think it helped a lot that, I had a very good reason to quit, being pregnant and all. I didn't really have a choice.
So you're suggesting maybe he gets pregnant?
Yeah, that definitely helps. But the first week was absolutely awful.
So you've completely quit smoking now. You don't smoke at all.
And
here we go.
No, now that like for example, when we were at the casino, when I don't have to breastfeed or I know that I'm gonna dump the milk, then I do.
So you still smoke?
Yeah.
All right. So she hasn't quit, Josh.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you, Pancakes by the Lake Jesus.
Yeah, good luck, man.
That's tough, man. I have no willpower. Very little, I should say. I have very little willpower. So.
Well, don't they say that's like one of the hardest things to quit?
Yeah.
Cigarette smoking?
Yeah, they do.
More so than maybe even some drugs?
Dude's not going to make it.
He's going to make it.
He's not going to make it.
You're going to make it.
Go buy a pack of cigarettes.
Don't buy a pack of cigarettes. You can make it.
I'll pay you back. They're on me.
I'll double it not to. You'll be fine. And that's 93X News.
93X's Brad Ryder.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
A strike away for Jeff Hoffman and the Toronto Blue Jays. The payoff. He struck him out! And for the first time in 32 years, the Blue Jays have won the pennant!
Hell of a ball game last night. Now we've got ourselves a World Series. Randy Shaver couldn't make it this morning. C. Willie Miles got caught up in traffic, but Brad made it. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning.
Oh, reliable.
Brad gets a raise.
Who would have ever thought?
Okay, Ashley, you can go to bat for me for that one.
I got you.
Who would have ever thought that it'd be Brad Ryder that would be our hero?
Oh, what is that supposed to
That Brad Ryder would play the role.
Hey, what do you mean?
Play the role of hero.
I told Dana, this coming out at the last minute, it throws off all the hours of prep that I normally do for the show.
Thanks for coming on, Brad.
Yeah, sure.
Randy couldn't make it. C. Willie Miles couldn't make it. My damn. Before we dive into, all the sports and whatnot, we had a listener text in earlier, said he was on his second day without cigarettes. Is that right, Josh?
Yeah, today's day 2.
Today's day 2. He quit with the heaters. He's on day 2. Ashley knows a thing or two about smoking. And she said the old slogan is, if you can get through the third day, you should be all right. That's what you said?
Yep.
Okay. Brad, did you ever take up cigarette smoking?
No. I think I've probably talked about this a little bit. My worst, biggest habit I kicked in the middle of March was soda.
Oh, yeah.
But never.
Specifically caffeinated soda?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got all skinny after that.
Yeah, just ask him. He'll tell you all about it.
Before we go down this road, I'm not the one bringing this part up. Ashley is. So.
She also is advocating for a raise.
Okay, well, yeah, she's in. Yeah,
she's in Brad mode today.
This morning, yeah.
You quit caffeinated soda. I did the same thing about I don't know how many years it's been now. 20 years, maybe a little.
I miss it. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to go back to it because I know what's going to happen if I start drinking it again.
I don't miss it at all. I thought I would, but I do not. I quit smoking. That's not where I was going at all. I quit drinking caffeinated sodas nearing 20 years ago now. Didn't miss it at all. My new addiction as far as drinks go became Gatorade. And I still have maybe a Sprite or a 7-Up once or twice a year. But it wasn't a problem for me. Never tried smoking cigarettes, huh, Brad?
No.
Josh, have you ever had a lit cigarette in your mouth?
Just once.
Well, you smoked it?
No, I faked it.
Okay, well,
second.
So you've never smoked a
No,
cigarette?
I've never, inhaled or anything.
Dana, cigarettes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I dangled with them, too, when I was an 8th grade kid. I would steal my sister's or my parents' cigarettes and go smoke them in the backyard. And I really wanted it to become my thing. I really did. I thought I looked cool doing it. I thought it tasted okay overall, but I was willing to learn.
I got in trouble a few times for people accusing me of smoking. I mean,
oh yeah, all the time.
There's no respite in our house. My grandma, aunt, dad, all smoked, and my grandma would do the laundry, and she would smoke while doing the laundry.
Yeah.
I lost my first and only babysitting gig because the mom just went off on me.
Babysitting?
Yeah, I babysitted one of the neighbor kids. I was maybe 12, or probably even younger, maybe 10.
You never told any stories to us about your babysitting career?
Well, it was one night. It was just one night.
One night.
And the mom came home and started yelling at me for smoking in her house, and I was totally confused. I didn't understand what she was talking about. And she said, we walked in, we smelled it, and I'm trying to explain. I'm like, well, no. I mean, my parents, my mom, dad, grandma, and aunt, they all smoke.
So your parents never called these people and said, hey, look, our son doesn't smoke cigarettes?
Well, if they did, I don't remember. I decided, maybe I'm not going to do that.
Right, everyone in the house smoked. I had the same problem when I was
I got in trouble.
I got pulled into the principal's office once, and they said, well, you smell like smoke. And I said, well, no, it's my folks. And they didn't argue. They said, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense.
I dated a cigarette smoker for a few years in my 20s, and so when we'd be out at bars, she'd go for a heater, I'd go with her. And do you know what I hated the most about it?
No.
How much I loved it. I can see why people go down that train. Thankfully, it never got that far for me. But man, there'd be times where the next morning, I'd be like, I could go for a cigarette right now.
The closest thing I ever came to tobacco is when I was in high school. One time I chewed and I threw it right back up, and that's the last thing.
Oh, you threw up?
You got to get past the first one.
I'm sorry. I missed it. What was it that made you throw up?
The chew. I tried chew once in
chew.
high school, and it was just I threw up, and I'm like, I'm not smoking, I'm not chewing, I'm not doing any of that.
Okay.
When I tried it on air with you, Nick, did I have a decent amount? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you gave me like an average amount, or what would you say?
I gave you an average amount of chewing tobacco. This is a long time ago. You wanted to try some, and for whatever reason,
it's probably like 1999.
For whatever reason, you wanted to do it while we were still broadcasting, right?
Yeah, I don't remember how it came up.
I thought
Maybe you said we were on the air.
Yeah,
yes.
we were on air.
I don't remember how it came up. But.
And you turned absolutely green and then ghostly white, and you.
Well, I was gutting it, so I don't know if that made it worse.
Oh God, yeah. For a rookie, you can't do that. Rookies shouldn't do that.
Oh.
You were pouring sweat, and I thought you were going to vomit.
I got the spins a little bit. I wasn't expecting that.
That's normal. I never had it, but that's normal for a new person. I'll say it again. I wish I would have vomited the first time I chewed tobacco, but I didn't. I friggin' loved it. And I'm convinced that I would be a regular cigarette smoker to this day had I not suffered a collapsed lung as a 14-year-old kid. I began smoking during my 8th grade school year, and then the summer after my 8th grade year, a total fluke incident happened where one of my lungs collapsed, and I had to be hospitalized for a week to repair it. And then I was scared of smoking because I did not want anyone to touch my lungs ever again until the day that I die. So, but I'm convinced I would have been a cigarette smoker had my lung not collapsed.
I'm kind of surprised I didn't smoke a little bit more because my grandpa, my dad's dad, was a pipe smoker, and did I love the smell of that. When I was a kid, I loved the smell of that.
I did too.
Smoke.
My dad would smoke a pipe sometimes.
It still smells great when I smell.
It's like a little kind of glass cylinder, like maybe about 2 inches long.
Oh my
foil.
God!
Yeah.
This was your dad?
Yeah, he would pull that pipe out quite a bit.
The reason I bring this up, cigarette smoke, is going all the way back to Ashley's comment about how if you're trying to quit, they say, apparently, if you can make it through day 3, you got a shot. Got a text message from a listener that says, the people that say smoking cigarettes is the hardest thing to quit has never had an addiction to energy drinks.
Yeah, I've heard people, I don't know if it's technically an addiction. I don't know what you'd call it, but certainly I've heard people that say that's incredibly hard for them to kick.
That was really easy for me. I used to have like 2 or 3 a day before I got pregnant, and then when I got pregnant, I was just stopped, and that was it. I didn't even notice a difference.
Quite a few people are Pancakes by the Lake. Jesus, that's the gentleman who's trying to quit, and I wish you the best. A lot of people sending support, ideas on how to do it, everything from like sour candy and things like that. But this person says, just tell the guy, commit a crime and go to jail. I quit meth 23 years ago and cigs 4 years ago, both from jail. It pays to be dumb sometimes.
Definitely prepare to gain weight when quitting cigarettes.
Right.
I've heard that.
You're going to gain a little bit, and it's all right.
That's
I have a
common.
Celsius every day, so I don't want to hear that it's addicting to try to quit energy drinks because I have that one every day and I love it.
Okay, Celsius is the name of the energy. You like those one?
I
Those
drink
are
that.
good.
No, I do the powder. I don't like the carbonated ones, but the powdered ones are good.
I met a guy over the weekend that had the Monster Energy drink logo tattooed on his forearm, and I asked him, I'm like, "Oh, you must love Monster." He goes, "Yeah, I miss them so much." And I go, "What do you mean you miss them?" He goes, "Well, my doctor told me I had to stop. I was drinking like 8 to 10 of them a day."
Oh my gosh.
we read these stories once in a while where, well, who was it recently? It was that goofy head coach of the Detroit Lions who played
Campbell.
last night.
Yeah, with his coffee order.
Yeah, he had a venti with like 2 shots of espresso in it, and 2 of those every day.
Yeah, he double fist them.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was the guy from the Detroit Lions. I've never had an energy drink because I had quit caffeine by the time those became wildly popular. So I'd be terrified of the end result if I had one of those because they're just so jacked up.
Those Monster Rehabs are awesome. I could go through a ton of those.
So good luck to our dude again.
Yeah,
Pancakes
absolutely.
by the Lake claims he's going to quit smoking. I'm not buying it.
Keep us up to date. We'll hold you accountable.
So you yacked when you had your first chew, huh, Brad? Was this with your baseball club, high school type thing?
Yeah. Yep.
What was it?
Practice, actually.
After practice, you said?
At practice.
At practice.
Yeah.
What was the brand name?
I think it was a Kodiak.
Oh, that's trial by fire.
Oh, I forgot. I did, before that time I chewed on air with you, I did have, for a very brief time, I had a Skull Bandit in me.
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody found that on the playground, and we're all like, oh, let's give this a shot.
It's meant to be on the playground because it's for third graders.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I was about third or fourth grade.
You know what the worst part about that story is because I was a senior when I tried it, and I got my little pinch or whatever from a kid in 9th grade. It was a 9th grader that gave it to me.
Oh, you were a senior, and
yeah.
the kid was a 9th grader.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I couldn't handle it. Yeah.
I just picture you buckling over and just spraying all over the ball field.
The 9th graders laughing at you.
Right. Exactly.
Well, there you go. Again, not easy. We all know, not easy. Like Ashley said, you're probably going to put on some weight, but let her buck. Keep us posted on your battle with tobacco. Ashley's grade school boyfriend, Louis Varland, is going to the World Series.
That's great.
That's absolutely incredible. I'm so happy for him and his family.
Mm-hmm. What does his family have to do with it?
They're just good people.
You trying to get back in, Ashley?
No. I know that his dad is, obviously, why wouldn't he be his biggest fan in the whole world? So
I'm sure they're pumped. The Toronto Blue Jays, with Louis Varland, are back in the World Series for the first time since 1993. They beat the Seattle Mariners by a run last night. 4-3 was your final. And I'll tell you, and I'm sure Brad Ryder was watching, I don't know about the rest of you, that George Springer home run, that was one hell of a crowd pop.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Did you see it live, anybody aside from Brad?
Yeah. No. I watched it live.
Dude, it parted my hair for me.
Yeah.
My goodness, that was like Turkey Bucket in Game 6.
I thought the same thing.
Or Joe Carter all over again.
Yep.
Memorable. I don't know if you can find the audio, someone, of that call, but that place was so up for grabs. Again, I don't think I've seen anything like it since Joe Carter or Turkey Bucket.
I don't think they win without that swing.
Oh, I don't know. Hell no. I don't think so.
No.
Seattle had some momentum going. Their pitching was starting. To start the 7th, the pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, Wu is the last name, a walk and a single. Woo! Walk and a single. And that was, a little bit of a sign of trouble. They throw Wu out of there. They bring in another right-hander. And George Springer, just hit an absolute bomb. Wow. And that ballpark, I swear to God, shifted off of its damn foundation.
I love what they did in the at-bat before Springer, though. They bunted those runners over.
Mm-hmm.
Because it took, I think it took a lot of pressure off of Springer a little bit. teams don't do that anymore. They do it more in the postseason. They'll move the runners over like that. They don't do it in the regular season, though, at all. And by moving those runners over, I think it took a lot of pressure off him. He just wanted to hit a fly ball, I think, to get the run home, and he ended up hitting one out.
That was old school and fun to watch those runners get bunted over because you're right. You never see it anymore because players can't bunt anymore.
Right.
They can't.
During the regular season, that hitter might hit into a double play and the rally's over.
Right. It was total chaos. This was a great series. The Mariners were devastated. They wanted it bad. They will remain, at least for one more season, the only club in the league to have never made it to the World Series. And like I said yesterday, I'll say it again. I think the Blue Jays can win this thing.
Yep.
With the way their lineup can hit, I think they can pull the upset. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and call it, Cubby. I'm going to say Blue Jays in 6 games.
Blue Jays in 6.
The World Series. The World Series begins Friday night in Ontario. Now, this is funny. Blue Jays fans thought it was over before it even started last night. They thought they were doomed. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. walked into the ballpark pregame wearing an Austin Matthews Maple Leaf sweater. Matthews, of course, is the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Most people...
I kind of freaked out the internet.
Yes. Most Toronto sports fans had the same reaction when they saw Guerrero choosing to rock the Matthews jersey before a do-or-die Game 7. They more or less said, well, better luck next year. One person said, he doesn't know, does he? And if you don't know, the Maple Leafs have lost 7 consecutive Game 7s in the National Hockey League playoffs, and their fan base is convinced that they're the biggest jagoffs in town. So no one wanted Vladdy Guerrero Part 2 to have any association with the Leafs. He broke the curse, I guess.
Like Josh said, the internet freaked out, and State of Hockey my ass. I had to Google to remember who he was. Austin Matthews. I was like, oh, right. Oh, yeah, he probably shouldn't have been wearing that.
His way of breaking the curse. He did it.
Mm-hmm. Only one of the greatest American players currently in the National Hockey League. I believe he's American, right? Yeah. And Dana's like, who's that guy?
Like, I recognize the name, but I couldn't place it.
State of Hockey my ass. That is funny how all the Maple Leafs, pardon me, Blue Jays fans are just gripping the couch.
No!
You wore a Matthews sweater to the pregame? What the hell's the matter with you?
As if they weren't drinking heavily as it was.
Oh, God. By the way.
I might have that call you were looking for.
Oh, it's so good.
Yep.
George Springer's home run in the 7th inning to send the Blue Jays into the World Series.
I don't know why that's not working.
Well, holler at me when it starts up. Here's more help for the Blue Jays if they want to beat the Dodgers, and we all know how friggin' good the Dodgers are. You got the Ohtani thing. They've got the Blake Snell thing. They've got the other Japanese kid. They've got Mookie Betts up and down. We all know about the Dodgers. There's more help on the way for the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette said he'll be ready for Game 1 of the World Series. And I'm watching the game last night, and I see a lot of Ontarians wearing their Bichette jerseys, and I thought to myself, well, where is that kid? I had completely forgotten that he injured his knee, a little over a month ago. He has not played since September 6th, but he will be apparently ready for the World Series. He was batting .311 when he was injured, 18 home runs, 94 RBIs in 139 games. He's a great player, although he's not much of a shortstop, I guess, but the guy is just another bat in the lineup that may help him out even more so.
The schedule came out for the World Series. I was very excited to see 7 o'clock first pitches for every single game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this isn't the NBA Finals.
I know, but sometimes you worry, are they going to follow that trend too? It was nice to see that. It's just a nice 7 o'clock, not like an 8:37 first pitch or something stupid.
Yeah, with a West Coast club, I get it, sure, you would have thought. The L.A. people might not be crazy about that, I guess, starting games at 4 o'clock their time, but they'll have to get over it. This is great. Got a text message from a listener who says, did you know that on this day in 1999, Ron Gant fell down and was tagged out at first base?
1991.
What did I say?
99.
Yeah. Sorry, 1991.
Well, Ron Gant probably fell down in 1999, too.
Probably.
In his
It's
kitchen
possible.
or something.
It wasn't...
He's a little older.
Maybe as a historic fall as it was in 91.
All right, I might have the audio.
Ron Gant fell down. Do you think so?
Yeah, I hope so. I can't listen off air, so let's see.
Against Springer all night long, pounding him inside with those fastballs.
Exactly the part of the lineup you want up in a situation like this. And a swing and a fly ball to left field. Back goes Arozarena. She's gone!
Are you kidding me?
Babies were made.
I mean, that just sends a chill up my effing spine.
Yeah, same here. That's awesome.
Doesn't it make you want that here in town again?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be willing to hear that again whenever you want to, Josh. That's like Iron Maiden Rock in Rio type crowd reaction.
Against Springer all night long, pounding him inside with those fastballs.
Exactly the part of the lineup you want up in a situation like this. And a swing and a fly ball to left field. Back goes Arozarena. She's gone!
F me.
I don't think I'll ever have a live sporting event moment like that again because I was at Game 6 in '91. That was just amazing.
When Bucket went yard.
Yeah.
My parents were at that game, and I was at home making a blanket for it. So I missed the greatest moment. I was in kindergarten.
You were at home,
Yeah.
and you were creating for yourself a blanket fort?
Yes, that's what I was doing.
Because you were
Was it
scared
like a
that your
Teenage
parents...
Mutant Ninja Turtles blanket, I'd imagine.
Probably, yeah. I was just, with the babysitter. I was completely oblivious to what was taking place at the time.
A blanket fort.
I'm picturing you in like one of those zip-up pajama.
Yeah, with the
outfits.
feet in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You liked turtles back then, didn't you?
Oh, I love turtles.
Yeah.
I like turtles.
Making a blanket fort, he says.
Went with my brother, and the two random people sitting next to us on the aisle right before the bottom of the 11th started, they looked at each other. I'll never forget this. And the woman said to the guy, I'm getting a little thirsty. Let's go get it something to drink.
Oh, yeah. No.
So they went down in the concourse, and they missed the whole thing.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
I bet they had a blood oath to never tell anybody that story. No, we were right there. We saw it happen. It was great.
Right.
It's so much fun to talk about those moments, Lucky you, Brad. You were at Game 6. I mean, I'll never forget watching it on television. I'll never forget who I was with and what we were doing and what we said to each other. That's how big those moments were. I mean,
I want that experience so bad.
You've heard all my Met Center North Star stories from their run also in 1991. I mean, when I bashed that dude in front of me in the back of the head with a full beer, for no reason other than I told my friend next to me, I said, if the Stars score in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to bash my friggin' beer full. I just had it handed to me. It was so cold, my teeth were chattering. And I told my friend, if the Stars score, I'm bashing this sumbitch in front of us right in the back of the head with my beer. And I friggin' did it. And I remember everything about it, Josh. I remember the cold. I remember, some of it got back on me. I remember the feel. And I remember the guy was turning around wondering who did it. And I acted like I didn't. It was beautiful. And then the guy behind me got thrown out. You see what I'm saying? The guy in front of me blamed the guy behind me. He got thrown out. I was the one. I remember when Bobby Smith went coast to coast against the Oilers. Coast to coast. All Bobby. From behind his own net, all the way in on, it was either Bill Ranford or Grant Fuhrer, I can't remember now, and Bobby went underwear drawer. Beautiful. The crowd, explodes. I got thrown down onto the floor. Somebody grabbed me and threw me down onto the floor, between the aisles. Those are magical moments that you'll never forget.
Speaking of underwear drawers, is that where you kept your footy pajamas, Dana, back in the day?
100%, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing you make that fort. It's
Me
adorable.
too. I know.
Just a big, oversized kindergartner.
Yep.
Remember driving downtown after Game 7? A bunch of us just got in the car and drove downtown and then just ran around downtown for hours. Oh, so fun.
Drinking, doing
we
drugs.
Weren't even drinking.
What?
Just
doing drugs. He wasn't drinking. He was doing drugs. Yeah, like Nick said.
Man. Now I'm
kissing random women.
Were you kissing random women?
Well, of course. That's what people were doing.
Was that your first kiss? Was a random woman after the...
No. I can say that. I was single in 20.
Well, you can say whatever you... Brad, no one here's mad at you.
I was building a blanket for it, Brad.
No judging.
Nothing's off limits today.
You're not walking on glass with us, Brad. It's the wife. You don't got to explain anything to us.
No, I didn't even know her then. So
no, you didn't even know her.
Whatever I want.
Listen to the guy.
It sounds like he's going, I'm in so much trouble with my wife. You kind of seem defensive a little bit.
Brad.
No, not about this. I didn't know her.
He's already... yeah, okay, Brad.
Yeah, we know.
It's like that scene from The Simpsons where Homer did something stupid, and Marge walks in the door, and he says, Marge, let me explain. I can explain. Oh, why won't you let me explain? And Marge hasn't said a friggin' word yet, you know. Brad's over here. Now I got to listen to Rock in Rio. That Toronto crowd. Did it not, Josh, sound like the intro to Iron Maiden's live record, Rock in Rio?
Very much so, yeah.
Where you can't even understand, you can't even believe how loud the crowd is. Can we just play a little piece of that?
I don't think our...
Or are we not capable of that? Dana, can we play...
Is our mics
Are we not capable of playing a song?
I don't know the answer to that
forget
question.
it then.
I think they have told us not to.
Friggin' idiotic setup we have in this stupid place that I hate. Everyone, when we're done at 9, listen to Iron Maiden's Rock in Rio record. Listen to the crowd before they go into song number 1, which was called The Wicker Man.
What if I play it on my computer and it happens to come across?
That's still a possible $5 million fine.
Forget it. Just forget. Monday Night Football was, again, a double-ended affair last night. The Detroit Lions whooped Tampa Bay. Sam Darnold and the Sea Ducks defeated Houston. In the Buccaneer game, hang on to yourself, fantasy football players. Mike Evans, wide receiver for the, Buccaneers, broke his collarbone in that ball game. Well, so how about this, Brad Ryder? How about the Vikings trade the Buccaneers Justin Jefferson and the Bucs give the Vikings Baker Mayfield?
I mean, that's a total fantasy football trade. That's never going to happen.
No, I'm talking.
Would I do it?
In real life, we need a quarterback around here. The Buccaneers need a.
I probably would. I'd consider it. Yeah.
Buccaneers need a wide receiver. Yeah.
I'd probably get in trouble for saying that, but yeah, I'd consider it.
Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs totaled a career best 218 yards from scrimmage last night in that Lions-Buccaneers game, the most by a Lions player in many, many years. He ran for 136 yards, and he added 82 receiving yards. He did. Denver Broncos linebacker Dre Greenlaw was suspended one game by the National Football League for unsportsmanlike conduct towards a referee. And this was following Denver's win over the New York Giants. Right after their kicker kicked the game-winning field goal, this Greenlaw guy chased down a referee and just...
He let him have it.
Let him have it verbally. I saw the video. The Greenlaw dude, he was pissed about something. And apparently he dumped some line on the ref where the ref said, okay.
It seemed like the ref was trying to get away from him and just let the situation, resolve itself. But Greenlaw didn't want him to.
Referees,
wasn't that his first game back, too? I thought I read that.
Yeah, he
was injured.
Yeah.
He comes back and automatically he's kicked out now.
The referee's trying to run off the field. Game's over. This guy chases him down. It's just F-ity-F, I'll kick you in the nuts, F-F. I mean, the referee literally winced a couple times by what he heard. It must have been pretty good stuff. All right. Did you see the silliness online? Again with the Kansas City Chiefs, again with the Patrick Mahomes. Did you see this silliness? I'll go ahead and tell you if you don't know. Here's what the story says. On a 4th and 1, this is Chiefs-Raiders on Sunday. On a 4th and 1 in the second quarter, Pat Mahomes came up to the line of scrimmage and faked out everyone watching the game when he did the hard count thing, trying to draw the Raiders offside. The Raiders didn't bite. And then Mahomes says, "This never effing works, man." He said it loud enough for all the mics to pick it up. Despite his swearing, Mahomes went on to snap the ball with 10 seconds left on the play clock. He handed the ball off, and the Chiefs ended up getting a first down. So because they're the Chiefs and he's Patrick Mahomes, people who have maybe never watched a football game before are crediting Mahomes and head coach Andy Reid for innovating something that's been around for decades. Do you have the audio of the play, Josh? So, again, he comes to the line of scrimmage. He's doing the hard count thing. It's a 4th down. He's trying to draw the Raiders off. And then he backs away from his center and does the swearing, and then eventually they snap the ball. Tony Romo and the other guy were touching themselves. Yeah, go ahead with the audio.
Tried to draw him offside. Sorry. Mahomes says, Coach, it doesn't
there they go.
work.
They
He was
go
faking it.
There they
He
go.
got you. We're going to make you think we're trying to draw you offside. And Mahomes goes, gosh, it never works.
And Kareem Hunt is the ball carrier.
Okay, so people are acting as if they've reinvented the wheel here because it's Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid and the whole thing. This has been done at the high school, college, and professional level many times before, where the quarterback fakes confusion at the line of scrimmage or possibly fakes frustration with a teammate supposedly lined up incorrectly. They try and get the opposite club to relax. They snap the ball and run a play anyways. It's ridiculous but typical that people react to these things the way that they do simply because it was Pat Mahomes. There was absolutely nothing about what Mahomes did that was new other than the audible swearing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I have to point this stuff out because it drives me nuts.
No, I agree with you. I expected more. I mean, it was a little bit clickbait. I thought, oh, yeah, he invented this whole thing. And I don't think they were that confused, to be honest.
No.
The
Raiders
play just worked. I don't think they were like, oh, well, we're giving up. At this point, Patrick Mahomes said it's not going to work.
Let's walk to the side.
I see they got 10 seconds left on the play clock, but he kind of gave up.
The Raiders never flinched and never took their eyes off of the football.
They just made the play. Yeah, it didn't seem like that had anything to do with it.
And big surprise, a running back converted a 4th and 1.
Right.
You know, like that was some miracle that the running back converted a 4th and 1. I'm just so tired of this crap. It's like when Brent Favre first hit it big, and all the announcers wanted to jag him sideways over the simplest, stupidest thing. Did you see that? He threw the ball sidearm.
Oh, he's just out there drawing up plays in the dirt.
He threw the ball sidearm. The quarterbacks have been you guys know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm. If this happened against, Cleveland and Jacksonville,
yes,
the announcers probably wouldn't have even noticed.
No, if this would have been, what's the Gabriel, whatever, the starting quarterback for the Browns, Stan Gabriel, whatever. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff it's gone too far.
Too far.
Did you ever see the play where the quarterback does a hard count until the play clock runs down to about 10 seconds and the quarterback fakes as if he's given up on the play? He undoes his chin strap. He walks parallel to the sideline as if he's going to call a timeout, and then the ball is snapped to the running back?
Sure have.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, this stuff is not new. It's not new. Other than the swearing, there was nothing unique about what Mahomes did. And Romo...
One thing the Lions did last year, I don't know if you've seen this clip or not, but they put, I think it was Aiden Hutchinson, just barely onto the field, and so you didn't even see that he was there. And what he did is he kind of intercepted a route that a receiver was running, and the quarterback obviously never saw him there. I don't know if you've seen that video.
I didn't spot that.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell, he comes up with this and that, right?
Yeah, like he was literally 2 steps onto the field, and nobody really even knew that he was part of the play. And they must have told the officials they were going to do it before the play, or else they would have thought they had too many men on the field.
Karen Rodgers will face his former team this weekend. Well, one of his former teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers, host the Green Bay Packers. Now, Karen can become just the 5th quarterback in NFL history to beat all 32 teams if he leads the Steelers to a win over Green Bay. Who are the other 4 quarterbacks? Everybody, go ahead.
Brady.
Who are the other 4 quarterbacks who have beaten every current NFL team? Tom Brady is one.
Montana?
No. I just ranted about one of them.
Favre.
And the others, you don't have to go too far back. You don't have to go too far back at all.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. One more to go. I'll tell you.
Give me the conference.
That he currently plays in, he's retired. But the conference that he played in, the NFC South. NFC South. All right, fine. Drew Brees.
Oh, we always forget him. There was something else the other day where we didn't name him. We forgot him, too.
He's a forgettable guy sometimes.
Kind of, yeah.
I sometimes forget that he didn't just play for the Saints.
Oh, yeah, he played for the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers, too.
The Pigs picked up a win playing out there in New York City. One of the new boys. Where are the new boys? Danila Yurov. Never heard of the guy. He scored the tie-breaking goal midway through the third period, and that was his first NHL goal. The Pigs beat the New York Rangers 2-1, and then the Russian kid padded his stats with a weak-ass empty netter, so it goes into the record books as a 3-1 final. I saw the first period. They had good legs. They pumped quite a few shots on goal, the Pigs did. New York got on the board right away. After that, the Pigs had the better of play, at least in the first period. The Rangers still haven't won a game at home this season, but like I said, they did score their first home goal last night. The Pigs finished with 32 shots on goal. They had been lacking in that department their past 2 hockey games, so they snapped a 3-game losing streak. Up next, the Man-Bear Pigs play at the New Jersey Devils home rink tomorrow night. The long and winding National Basketball Association regular season schedule opens up this evening.
Bring gas.
Oh, Jesus.
When do the Wolves start?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night in Portland.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, the Wolves play their season opener in Oregon at effing 9 o'clock, and get ready to lose a lot of sleep this season, Wolves fans. There are many 9, 9:30, 9:45 start times this year because of stupid, overrated, nationally televised games.
God, I hate basketball for those reasons.
Please.
You want me to be interested, make it before my bedtime.
Well, but people can't have it both ways. A lot of people complain, we're not on national TV enough. Well, if you're going to be on national TV, you're going to start later sometimes.
I hate it. Please add a team in Seattle, Las Vegas, whatever you have to do to bump us over to the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, would my world be a better place if the Timberwolves were in the Eastern Conference? 6 o'clock games, Josh. 6 o'clock.
That would be nice.
They should just redo that whole schedule system they have and make divisions and throw us with the Bucks and the Bulls and Pistons. That way, yes.
Toronto, everybody over there.
Yeah.
Tonight there are 2 ball games being shown on NBC and/or something called Peacock. The Houston Rockets are playing at the lame duck defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder. Following that game, 2 of the most tired stories in all of sports will collide. The Golden State Warriors are playing at the Los Angeles Lakers. Wake me when that friggin' nightmare is over.
Not staying up for that one?
NBC's thrilled about LeBron James not being out.
I wouldn't watch the Warriors and the Lakers if they were playing at the grade school 2 blocks from my house. I know you don't believe me, but I'm telling you the friggin' truth. I wouldn't watch the Warriors and Lakers if they were playing 2 blocks from my home. Speaking of LeBron James, once he takes the floor this season, he will be the oldest human being ever to play in the National Basketball Association. As a matter of fact, it says here, that 83 current NBA players weren't even born yet when LeBronski made his NBA debut back in October of 2003.
That's crazy.
That's a hilarious stat.
LeBron is 40. He'll be 41 at the end of December. And I don't know why this was added into the article, but I don't know. Use it if you can. If you're wondering who the first current-born player after LeBron made his... How do I say this? Who was the first current player born after LeBron made his debut? That would be Bryce Sensabaugh of the Utah Jazz. He was born on October 30th, 2003, one day after LeBron played his first game. The youngest player in the NBA right now is that Cooper Flagberry.
How old is he?
He's born in 2006.
Born in 2006.
19.
Rookie for the Dallas Mavericks, right, Brad Ryder?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got him in that fake trade.
Yeah, right. Cooper Flagstaff. He's the youngest player in the NBA right now. LeBron is the oldest.
Born in 2006. Oh, my God.
Sometimes I'm at liquor stores and I see, like, you must have been born on this day or later, and I see the year, to make sure they're 21. I'm like, wait, somebody born in 2005 is buying booze right now? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I remember doing the same thing.
Uh-huh.
The dork who apparently wanted to sue LeBron over his effing stupid second decision gimmick, that guy has changed his mind.
Ah, darn.
So, again, Word is some dude by the name of Garcia, back on October 7th, he saw that James had this big announcement to make. So that's all this Garcia dude had to see. He upped and bought some tickets to see the Lakers play the Cleveland Cavaliers this season, thinking it would be James' last game against his hometown team, right? He thought it would be historic stuff. Dude said that Bron owed him $865.66 for the tickets that he bought.
LeBron's not good for it.
Don't think he can afford it?
No.
As you know, when LeBron's gimmick ended up just being an ad for alcohol or whatever it was, this Garcia dude said the tickets lost all of their value. He claimed fraud, deception, misrepresentation, but he's dropped his case. The folks from Prize Picks got him to change his mind. That's apparently a daily fantasy sports app.
Yeah, shout out to Prize Picks. I love
Prize
you.
Picks. They heard this kid's crybaby story and made him an offer, gave him some Laker tickets and some merch, and the dude feels better about it, and so he's dropped his lawsuit.
I just figured he talked to 2 or 3 attorneys, and they all laughed at him, so he probably just assumed that he wasn't going to win.
Dropped his lawsuit. And by the way, back to tonight's NBA games are on NBC and Peacock, and we talked a little bit about the national games. The Wolves have a lot of national games, and a lot of them will start at 10 o'clock local time. It's going to be a real bitch if you're a basketball fan to figure out where to watch these games. There are multiple streaming platforms involved. Earlier this year, the NBA signed a massive 11-year, $76 billion deal with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. So even Charles Barkley,
he went off on that,
who isn't shy, of course, so it doesn't make any sense really when I say even Charles Barkley. He has something to say about damn near everything, and usually I agree with him. Charles is a little confused. He's concerned that NBA fans are not going to know what the hell to do or where to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's valid. I mean, streaming is kind of, the next thing as far as broadcasting and broadcasting rights, but really the only league, I think, that has the solid footing to try this in mass right now is the NFL. And the NFL is doing it, but I think it's going to be hard for casual NBA fans to find where some of these things are now.
I never know where to go for any game. I have to Google it every single time.
There's only a couple you can count on nowadays. I've lost touch with 3 of my favorite televised sports because there seems to be no rhyme or reason when they're going to be on and what channel. And those 3 are the NHRA. I never know where to find it anymore. And I know I'm an older guy. I don't have a handle on televisions anymore. I don't. But for how many years? The NHRA was on Sunday night on ESPN. You knew for years where to find it. The others would be PBA Bowling. PBA Bowling used to be on Sunday mornings. And Golden Gopher Hockey is the other one that it's a battle. And it sucks. And I lose ambition to try to locate them.
Well, and it can get expensive. When you have to buy multiple platforms to watch your favorite sport.
When I saw the NBA's package that they're rolling out, because there's graphics that show all the different streaming services they're on, I thought in my head, I was like, oh, thank God Nick's wife is a Hoops fan, too, because she'll be able to help him find these things. Otherwise, I'm picturing you just throwing a TV out the sliding glass door.
She can help me. But, yeah, it sucks. I don't know much about all this streaming. There's something to be said about being able to see your favorite sport or team regularly on the same channel at around the same time. I know that's old school, but it means something to me. Charles Barkley said, hell, the NBA just took all the money from all 3 networks, and they don't give a about their fans, and this is going to come back to bite them. The thing that scares me, this deal is for 11 years, so now people are going to complain all day long for the next 11 years.
Yeah, Brad's right about the NFL being able to get away with this because it's kind of more event TV, once a week. Who's going to be chasing down a Wolves Jazz game on a Tuesday in February?
Yeah, when you've got another game 2 days later when you can watch, and maybe that game 2 days later is a little bit more accessible. You're like, I'm not going to watch tonight. I'll watch the one on Thursday when I know what time it's on and what network it's on. Whereas the NFL, I mean, you're going to go find where that game is. You're going to research it and make sure you know where it is.
Brad Ryder, you've become our 7:30 to 8:20 F buddy. We can count on him, can't we, Josh?
We can make a last-second booty call and you show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of gave Brad the you up text message.
Randy couldn't make it. C. Willie Miles couldn't make it. Brad Ryder's become our 7:30 to 8:20 F buddy. All we got to do is call and you spread them.
Yep, that's right. Something like that anyway.
We appreciate your help, son.
Okay, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you again soon, and the Half-Assed Morning Show will be back in a few minutes.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals, of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
Searching for an inside look at the people, stories, and passion that fuel the state of soccer in America.
Who's going to be the key man for the U.S. men's national team?
First and foremost, they need to win.
There's something so fun about being the underdog.
You're playing with house money almost.
But what does this success mean for the future of U.S. soccer?
Ooh, you're getting deep now.
This is where soccer will come to life.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The Half-Assed Morning Show, 93X.
Friggin' ridiculous around here. Absolutely ridiculous. You call this a Tuesday broadcast? Unbelievable. Welcome back to the Half-Assed Morning Show. You guys ready for a little quiz?
Yeah, let's do it.
Everyone goes home a winner. I just want to say from the get-go. We're going to play a little game. I'm going to give you the generic Halloween costume name, and you tell me what character the generic term the company had created is referring to without getting themselves into legal trouble. You following what I'm saying?
Yeah. These are always great.
I know I was a little broken in there somewhere. I'm going to give you the generic Halloween costume name. You tell me what character that the company created. You tell me what character they're referring to without getting themselves into legal trouble. Shout it out when you have an answer. Because these are fun. They are. Silly, but fun. Fashion doll-inspired dream house woman.
Barbie.
Okay. Barbie is correct. Fashion doll-inspired dream house woman.
It's a long title.
Italian plumber hero.
Mario.
Vaguely British wizard boy.
Harry Potter.
Vaguely British.
Vaguely British.
He was kind of 100%
Yeah,
British.
so did I.
The Harry Potter movies, never saw it. So are they referring to, is there something about the character that isn't British enough when you watch the movies?
I don't know.
I guess he doesn't really sound too British.
Oh,
Is that
really?
right?
Sounds British to me.
Is the actor who portrays Harry Potter, is he a British person?
I don't believe. I guess I don't know.
What's his name again?
Daniel Radcliffe.
By the way, a couple years ago...
Yeah, he's British.
Is he? A couple years ago, I watched a movie starring that Dan Radcliffe that was dramatic.
Wasn't it like a Lighthouse movie? Was that
Oh,
the
no,
one?
that's somebody else. That was Willem Dafoe and...
The guy from Twilight?
The guy from Twilight.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
But I watched what was supposed to be a dramatic, kind of scary movie starring that Dan Radcliffe, and it was just a big pile of turds is all it was. It was awful. Okay, vaguely British wizard boy is Harry Potter. I'm giving Dana and Ashley and Josh the, how did I say it when I started? The generic Halloween costume name. You tell me the real character they're referring to. Space battle science fighter.
Something Star Trek?
Star Wars?
Well, it's a particular character.
Oh.
Particular.
Space battle science fighter.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't exactly get where they're going with this.
Buck Rogers?
That's an excellent guess, Josh. No Bucks, no Buck Rogers. What movie? The Right Stuff, 1984. Brilliant movie. Some of you un-American bastards haven't watched it yet, but the movie is called The Right Stuff. Josh, Space Battle Science Fighter is the vague reference to a stormtrooper. Okay.
Science.
Yeah, I don't get that part.
Because it's a science fiction movie, maybe? I don't know, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, if it was like... Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't remember a lot of those stormtroopers sitting down doing any research or conducting.
They certainly didn't know it would be physics on how to shoot somebody.
No, they certainly did not.
Okay, some of these are softballs, just straight up cupcakes. Mutant Turtle Hero in a Half Shell.
Oh, yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Dark Knight of the City.
That's got to be Batman.
Notorious Pirate Captain.
It's got to be, what's it, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Captain Jack Sparrow?
Yep.
Public Domain Spider Guy.
Spider-Man?
Spider.
Well, if it's public domain, go Spider-Man.
You are correct. It is Spider Nuts. And I'm even picturing some of these $2 costumes. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're so bad.
They are.
They rarely fit, and they just look so cheap.
They're made out of like paper mache, basically. You can just rips immediately.
Yeah, but there's a niche there. You know, there is. There's something about that $2 Halloween costume that can be very funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can be very entertaining and fun.
All right, back to the science reference for the Stormtroopers.
Yes.
The Brotherhood is all-knowing brother and sisterhood, saying the Stormtroopers were clones, so that must be it. All right.
The Stormtroopers were clones.
I still think they could have come up with something better than that.
Okay, Blue Speed Hedgehog.
Oh, it's Sonic.
Generic Galactic Bounty Hunter.
Oh, Boba Fett.
Mandalorian, maybe?
Nice.
What's the difference, Josh, between Boba Fett and the Mandalorian?
Well, they're different characters.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the movies. Okay, they're different characters. Weren't you watching a television show called The Mandalorian for a stretch of time?
Yeah, I watched both, that and Boba Fett.
So Mandalorian was not the story of Boba Fett?
No, but they crossed over a little bit.
Toy Cowboy Companion.
Oh, Woody.
Post-apocalyptic Road Warrior. Oh, they can say Road Warrior?
Mad Max?
Yeah, that's Mad Max. I'm surprised they can say Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Because you have to, skirt around, legit titles and things like that.
Yeah.
Big Green Science Accident.
Hulk?
That's right, the Incredible Hulk. That's funny. I like that one, Big Green Science.
That's a good one.
David Banner, was that not the character?
Yep, that's when he's a scientist.
I watched The Incredible Hulk in the what they called, Ashley, the 1970s. I watched The Incredible Hulk. Who was the actor who portrayed David Banner and the Hulk? I believe he died young.
Oh,
but
Bill Bixby?
Bill Bixby.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that show.
If I'm not mistaken, when I was a kid, The Incredible Hulk was shown on my television immediately before or after The $6 Million Man. And I was drawn into that. The $6 Million Man starring, don't tell me, one of the biggest poon hounds in the history of Hollywood. Oh, Lee Majors.
Oh, did you say David Banner?
I did.
I missed that. I just heard the Banner part. Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner?
And David Banner, isn't he a rapper of some sort?
Okay.
No clue.
Okay, so Bruce Banner was the character in The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Played by Bill Bixby. Did he not die young? I know I killed Larry Wilcox from Chips earlier in The Man Is Still Alive, but I'm almost going to bet $1 that Bill Bixby is dead.
Yeah, he died 30-some years ago.
Many years ago.
He died. He's only 59.
What was... Sorry, Josh and I are going to do that 70s show here for a second. What was Lee Majors' character name in The $6 Million Man?
What was that?
I might have to look that up.
Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
Steve Austin.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
How the hell did I forget that?
Yeah, I thought you were doing a bit there.
No. I had forgotten that, and that was what inspired Stone Cold, partially what inspired Stone Cold, Steve Austin, to use that name. Okay, back to the generic Halloween costume names that companies use to skirt around trademarks. I wonder if there's any more tough ones here for you. Maybe there's one here that's tough. Okay, first, emotionally unavailable vampire teen.
Ashley?
Yeah, that's
well,
you,
it's
Ashley.
Be from Twilight.
Oh, Edward?
Yeah, there's no character. Sorry, there's no character. It's a generic Twilight character is called an emotionally unavailable vampire teen.
Yeah, that'd be Edward.
Now, some folks who said some very mean things to you and me about saying David Banner instead of Bruce Banner.
Yeah, okay. I haven't watched a show since 1977. Get off my nuts.
Yeah, that got a little weird.
I'll tell you what, though. Now, other people are saying, hey, tell them to shut up. It's Dr. David Bruce Banner. And I just Googled it. It is David Banner.
Well,
suck it.
Who gets to suck it now, Ashley wants to know.
Take back the idiot's comments.
Yep. Go ahead. Suck it.
And now other people are saying stormtroopers were not clones.
Okay, that I couldn't get involved.
I always thought they were as well. I guess
I'm not getting myself involved in that argument because I don't know word one. By the way,
apparently, so folks are saying, we had quite a few texts on this. I don't know if this is an old wives' tale or what, but they changed the name to David because they thought Bruce sounded too wimpy. They used a different term, but yeah, that was the gist. That
they thought that Bruce sounded...
They wanted a tougher name. Apparently.
Back in the 70s.
I guess so.
For Christ's sake, had anyone ever heard of Bruce Lee? How could Bruce be a wimpy name when Bruce Lee was still running wild? By the way, Dana, were you referencing that when Ashley was young, she was a bit of an emotionally unavailable vampire teen?
No, I thought maybe I'm wrong, but I thought Ashley really liked the Twilight movies. Do I have that incorrect, Ashley?
I mean, I watched them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I thought you and I disagreed. We were on different teams.
Yeah, I'm Team Edward because vampires are way cooler.
And I'm Team other guy.
Edward.
No, not Team Edward.
Oh,
Jacob.
There it is.
Okay, but you were kind of goth at one point or another when you were a kid, weren't you, Ashley?
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's cute.
Cool.
That's
That was
cute.
cool to be.
The goth bit is always cute. Okay, a couple more of these generic Halloween costumes. This one I'm completely lost on. I've never even heard of the character, so you folks are going to have to be on the ball. Electric mouse creature trainer.
Ash Ketchum.
Who's that?
He's the main character in the Pokemon TV show.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I don't know
electric.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pikachu. Pika, Pika,
Electric
Pikachu.
mouse creature trainer.
Cute.
Josh, what about adventuring archaeologist professor?
Well, that's got to be Indiana Jones.
It is Indiana Jones. It is. You are correct. We close out with seasonal gothic hand dancer.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
Ashley.
She's got her little
Why
hand friend.
seasonal?
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah.
I'll be totally honest with you. I've never saw it, any of the current Wednesday Addams stuff. And I know
Wait,
Josh...
if it was a hand, would it be... I can't think of the name of the hand.
It.
It, yeah.
Well, she's the trainer. So I guess, especially in the new series, she's the boss of him.
Okay. We'll have to just kind of... Josh, I know you and I, do we differ on this? I thought we differed on this. Now, I never saw it, any of the current Wednesday Addams stuff.
Oh, I really like him.
Okay.
Yes.
The current show.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is this where we differ? I thought, growing up, you were an Addams Family guy, and I was a Munsters guy.
No, I liked them both.
You did?
Yeah.
I never cared for the Addams Family.
Oh, really?
No.
Morticia, she didn't get you tuning in?
She's beautiful.
Ooh la la.
But, and don't get me wrong, the lead actor who played Carlos Gomez, well, no, he played for the Twins. Gomez Adams, sorry. That lead actor was so good. Whatever his name was.
Raul Julia?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the television show.
Oh, that was the
television show.
We're getting yelled at again. It's
for
not
what?
it. It's Thing. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I thought Cousin It was the little, Ewok-looking guy. Yeah, that's why.
the hair.
Yeah, that didn't sound right to me.
No. Josh was asking who was the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Thing.
Thing, yes.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say it, because it's the little Ewok-looking guy, right?
Yeah.
I was never drawn to the Addams Family. Pugsley, didn't care. Wednesday, didn't care. And again, I'm talking about the original television show. I'm not talking about the movies. The Munsters, I would run to the television for the Munsters. Addams Family, great theme song.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Those are fun.
Yeah, you're right, Dana. They come out with that list every year, and some of them are very creative, but as we've learned, some of them are quite stupid.
They are. Maybe they got to the end of the list, and they're kind of mailing it in at that point.
Oh.
The Addams Family theme song is how they used to teach us the days of the week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember my kids learning it that way, too.
Monday and there's Tuesday,
Yep.
there's Wednesday and there's Thursday. Friday and Saturday, and then there's Sunday. Days of the week.
That's right. Does your wife do that one, Dana?
I don't know. I was just thinking about
Really?
that. I wonder if she does do that.
You kids were so dumb coming up that you needed a song to remember the days of the week?
I think I was in like kindergarten, dude.
There's only one song, Josh, to teach.
It'll teach you the days of the year. It'll teach you the months of the year.
Everything. And Kevin Meaney put that together. And again, it's one of our deepest regrets that we can't play that song anymore because we can't find it.
The Half-Ass Morning Show, 93X.
F me running. There's Monday and there's Tuesday. There's Wednesday and there's Thursday. That's how you learn the days of the week, Ashley.
Yes, sir.
Dana, too.
I don't remember that one specifically, but it wouldn't shock me if that was one of the little ditties they sang us back.
That's how you were taught the days of the week in kindergarten, you said.
Yeah.
I remember, Josh, I think they just said, here are the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Remember them.
Yep. Don't be dumb. Remember.
I need some silly song. January, February.
Monday, Tuesday, happy days.
That'll get you part of the way there,
Yeah,
right?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Does
more
it get you all
happy days?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday? What a day. They never get to Sunday in that song.
Yeah.
We also had one for the months, but I don't think it was like after anything. I remember being in like a big group in the middle of all the classrooms, and we would sit there and sing these songs.
Well, you kids were dumb. We're just straight up. By the way, yeah, we've been talking about Halloween costumes, the generic names that companies will give Halloween costumes so they're not messing with any legalities. You know, instead of Spider-Man, it's, what was it? I can't recall now. Hero Spider Dude or something like that. Webbed Man.
Like that.
You know the gimmick. They got us talking about old, scary, well, not scary, but old television shows like The Munsters and The Addams Family. Yes, everyone I think knows this, but thank you for the text anyway. A listener texted in to say that the Rob Zombie song Dragula was based off the Munsters' car. Yes, that is what I heard as well. Too bad his music couldn't ever be anywhere near as good as the television show. Yeah, I said it. I couldn't stand that stuff. Couldn't stand it.
Citing Jesus reminds us all about the song Friday. Yeah, if you're a certain generation, you think there's just a one-day week. Although, no, I guess there's a weekend, too, right? She sings about the weekend.
Yeah, she does.
Sunday is the first word of the Happy Days song. Okay, so we do have all the...
Sunday.
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
Right. Yeah.
All right. It's been a while, but I did love that television show.
Me too.
Dana, did you know that, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years ago, I went as Mantar for Halloween?
Did you really?
This is for you old school WWF fans. I went as Mantar. If you don't know the character, feel free to look it up on your Naked Lady Giver. This was a short-lived wrestler in the 90s when they just had the most horrific characters going in the WWF. He was supposedly half man, half centaur. Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
And I bought a big buffalo head off of the internet, with the horns and everything. Big buffalo head mask, and then a big... If you look it up, you'll see what I mean. This was the worst idea I ever had. Because I couldn't keep that costume on for longer than 5 minutes before I was sweating my balls off. And you can't even drink a damn beer. So that was the one Halloween costume where, in theory, it was beautiful and unique and everything. And I didn't last 5 minutes. I couldn't do it.
I still have the costume. In college, I put together a great Rowdy Roddy Piper. I've got the same kilt that he wore, the boots, the hot rod.
I've seen you in that.
Yeah, the hot rod shirt, the leather jacket.
Good idea, too. You can still be comfortable for the most part. No mask involved.
It's breezy down there. It feels nice.
Get a little air to the bag, a little air to your brain.
Every time I've worn a wig of some sort on Halloween, I've instantly regretted it.
Yeah.
Just such a bad headache.
You get hot, and you get a headache if it's too tight. Josh and I did wigs one night on a booze cruise.
That hurts a lot.
I had a horrible migraine the next day.
Well, a headache at least. Yeah, that was painful.
What's the sexiest costume you've ever gone with on Halloween? Let's start with Josh.
Well, Stormtrooper. I think, it's got the fake muscles and stuff in there.
What about when you were that long-haired character?
Legolas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's an appeal for some people there. I like the Stormtrooper,
You
though.
did look great as that Legolas character. You did. long hair. My God, and it was very believable. Was that a?
Yeah, it was a good wig.
That must have cost you a few bucks.
I rented it, if I remember right,
from a wig shop, not from
from a Halloween store. All of it,
because it looked much.
Yeah, it was like movie prop quality.
It was.
Same with the Stormtrooper outfit.
The wig, you couldn't even really tell. It really was. You were. I didn't know who you were when you walked into my Halloween party because I've never seen whatever movie that character comes from. But you did not look like you. Sexiest costume you've ever gone with, Ashley?
Probably either a nurse or a devil.
How sexy did it get? How provocative did it get?
The nurse one, that barely covered my butt.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad. And then it's got the thigh-high stockings that go along with it. The devil one was, I was basically just wearing lingerie, and then I had devil horns on.
That's what, as a young guy, I looked forward to the most at Halloween. It's just going to the parties and seeing stuff like that, especially from people you're like, whoa, I didn't know they'd ever put on that type of outfit.
But that didn't kick in until
my 20s.
Yeah. When we were in high school and even into our early 20s, women didn't really overly sex up their Halloween costume. That was into our 20s, so we got gypped on that.
When it first started, it was like sexy nurse, sexy this, and eventually you didn't even have to preface it with sexy. It just was known whatever you're going to dress as, it was going to be sexy.
It has to be.
My life changed completely when I was in my early 30s, and the old Pav's Bar and Grill up in Andover hosted their very first, what they called the Pimp and Hoe Ball. The outfits were... I had trouble breathing. The waitresses and the ladies who showed up for the party, it was just breathtaking.
I want my wife to dress up as Morticia Addams. Every year I want her to do that.
Yeah, you mentioned that every year she turns you down every year.
She hasn't done it yet.
I'll do it for you, Josh.
Would you really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I've ever worn a Halloween costume that maybe you'd consider sexy. I did once go as Tommy Lee, and I put a big
cucumber?
Zucchini in my
Were you shirtless?
in my spandex. No, I had a very, very tight white T-shirt on. Tommy Lee.
Everybody know who you were? So did you have the wig and everything?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was long hair Tommy Lee.
Yeah. I did the 80s, type thing. I suppose maybe Paul Stanley. I don't know.
Face paint and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I used to be able to draw that.
You did it yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
nice. I was a junkie back in the day for Kiss, so I could do the star. It was the easiest. It was by far the easiest of all the Kiss designs.
Well, I don't think I could do that.
Oh, I think you could.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it'll take some practice. Dana, you ever go sexy on Halloween? Here we go. See if we can keep our breakfast down with this one.
I guess I wore a tight Elvis costume once back when I was young and in really good shape, so maybe that could be considered sexy, like the open chest, thing a little bit. So
I don't think dudes should go for sexy on Halloween. Go for scary. That's way cooler.
I'm with you on that one, actually.
Yeah, I never really went that route on purpose. What? I'm going to show off. I never went into Halloween thinking I need to show off my body, for Christ's sake. Yeah.
Dana, is your wife, does she sex it up for Halloween? How long have you been with her?
We've been together over 3 years now.
So a couple
She looked hot last year. I believe that was last year.
What was she last year?
Oh, last year, you might be thinking 2 years ago. Last year, actually, she wore the inflatable T-Rex costume.
The sexy one?
Yeah. And then I wore a suit, and I was the lawyer that got eaten off the toilet by the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I got a white bucket and put a toilet seat on top of it, and we carried that around the block party we went to. That was fun.
What year was she Red Riding Hood?
Oh, that was 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, all four of us went and got dinner that night. And you were Elmo, and your husband was Cookie Monster.
Uh-huh. We're pulling those out again this year.
You've gotten into that now?
Yeah.
You're furries?
You're doing the harmless couple cute costumes now?
Well, that was, that was at a place where I wanted to dress not provocatively. It's one of his clients that we went and had dinner at that place, so I didn't want to sex it up too much. And this year, now I have a kid, and so...
the sexy Halloween's over.
Yeah. It'll come back, though, don't worry.
We got to get out of here, but real quick, I did throw a couple out of my Halloween party one night because the dude showed up as the plug-in and the gal showed up as the outlet. You know what I'm talking about?
Good for you.
I said, no. I said that's so friggin' dumb and so cheesy. I said, go get another costume or go home. I couldn't do it. I cannot stand those overly cheesy couple costumes. They're not allowed at my parties. We got to get going, Cubby. What are you looking for?
Just crumpling up a receipt from a recent purchase at a Halloween store. I don't want anybody to see this.
You wouldn't do that.
No,
Please tell me you wouldn't do that.
No, I'd be too embarrassed.
Oh, I hate that.
I'd be too embarrassed. Plus, my wife would want to switch it around just to embarrass me even further. Well, all of a sudden, I'm the outlet. Happy birthday to the guy that even if he shows you his penis, you'll end up pregnant. Neck like a stack of dimes, arms like buggy whips Jesus from Wolfpack Softball Jesus. Shout out to Brandy and all the respiratory therapists on Respiratory Therapist Appreciation Week. Thank you. And happy anniversary to Sassy Jesus and Wisco Red Bull Slingin' Jesus.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled to Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.